Been on a mound, and it was May 12th. He lost to the Rockies, worked 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of which were earned defensively tonight. El Caballo is in left, Michael Bourne in center, Hunter Pence in right. Jeff Keppinger gets to start at third base this evening. Miggy's got shortstop. Kaz Matsui, the second baseman. Lance Berkman at first. And Humberto Quintero gets to start the Astros defense, brought to you by BMW.
There you have the picture in downtown Houston as game 1 of this series gets underway. Ian Kinsler can really rock a pitcher right out of that first spot in the order, as 11 homers, 32 runs batted in, 11 doubles. And he swings at the first one, puts it in the air to shallow right field. Kaz Matsui calling in front of Hunter Pence. 1 pitch, 1 out for Felipe Paulino.
Unfamiliarity, a theme in this game. None of the hitters on either club has ever faced the opposing pitcher. Of course, that makes sense. Paulino just a handful of starts in the big leagues, and they're making his first ever. So, I think the leadoff hitter might take a look, but Kinsler up there wailing away.
Michael Young follows, and Michael is among the league's leaders in batting average in the American League. .335 with 7 homers, 17 runs batted in. Very good on base percentage, .374. He looks at ball 1. He has 54 hits. That's good for 6th in the AL. He's made the move from shortstop to third base. Earlier in his career, he was a second baseman. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Michael Young. He does not walk very often. .328 interleague batting average.
He hits the interleague slider quite well. He hits the interleague slider better than he hits the in-league slider.
It's 3-0. Michael won a batting championship in 05, hitting .331. It's 3 balls, 1 strike now for Paulino, who has 1 win and 3 losses. Michael Young, an all-star last year, and he takes a 1-out walk. Josh Hamilton follows. Paulino is starting for the first time in 10 days. His last game as a starter was at Colorado, May 12th. And he lost that one, giving up 8 runs, 7 earned in 4 innings. Hamilton, who had quite a year last year, has been banged up this season. .239, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Hamilton looks at strike 1. Hamilton's been out with a groin injury the last few days. He made a tremendous catch banging into the wall, which put him out for those games. He drove in 130 last year to lead the American League, hit 32 homers.
Just a little tardy on the fastball. Tough when you're coming back from injury, even if it's just a couple of games. And you have to deal with a guy throwing 96 miles an hour in your first at bat. Boy, the Rangers, they've been up against some arms lately. They ran into a lot of very good pitching in Detroit.
And a miss, and the bat goes flying into the crowd behind the Astros dugout on a strikeout for Paulino.
Well, one of the keys for Felipe Paulino is this. Oh, what's going on here?
An injury at first base, apparently, to Michael Young.
I wasn't looking in that direction. I'm not sure.
That's odd.
I don't know if he.
Like the right leg of Michael Young. He's limping. And
did Q take a shot down there? I was following the bat into the stands. I wonder if Q took a shot at him and he stumbled coming back into the base.
Well, we'll see it right here.
It must be with, yeah, you see the late throw, and then he doesn't see it coming and jams his ankle into the bag.
Yeah, we were following the flight of the bat, so that replay enlightens us a little bit on the action at first base.
I'm trying to come up with a possible explanation as to why he would be hobbled. I tell you, whether you're playing the game, watching the game, broadcasting the game, keep your eye on the ball at all times. But that flying bat into the stands, you can't help yourself but look at it.
No. Trainer Jamie Reed went out along with Ron Washington.
And I'm guessing Michael Young was probably watching that bat fly too as he walked back to first base. Q took a shot at him. Hamilton way out in front of the breaking pitch.
Now Andrew Jones looks at a breaking pitch. There's ball 1. We're not used to seeing him at first base. He's played only a few innings there this year. He's hit .292 with 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. Very much a revitalized hitter after hitting .158 for the Dodgers last year. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he almost didn't make their ball club. He struggled mightily early in spring training. He worked hard with Rudy Jaramillo, retooling his swing, and really off to a nice start this year.
After getting his release, he signed as a free agent with the Rangers.
Boy, and it looked like he was done with what he did in his last few months in Atlanta and then with the Dodgers. This, Rudy Jaramillo, considered to be a hitting guru by many. This will really cement his legacy.
Yes, it will. Fastball makes it 2-2. And Jones, as you said, had that slow start, but Rudy just continued to work with him. He is not old, just turned 32. But after that 158 batting average and 209 at bats, a stint on the 60-day DL, his career average stands at 260. He's hit 375 homers. He's driven in 1,142. 10-time Gold Glove winner, a 5-time All-Star. The Rangers have found him to be useful at the outfield positions and here tonight at first base. Chris Davis normally plays first for them, but he's been slumping. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Young will take off.
Andrew's drawing a lot of walks this year too, has a .447 on base percentage. I don't think of Andrew as being a particularly patient hitter.
It's the breaking pitch, foul on the ground outside third base.
Anyway, before the drama with the pickoff throw down there with Polino, I said one of the keys for him is that front shoulder. When his front shoulder flies open, his slider really flattens out, but when he stays closed, gets real good tilt, good downward movement on the slider, and becomes an out pitch for him.
Fox Sports Houston has a Twitter page. We're tweeting right now. Sign on for additional information and insight at twitter.com/FS Houston. Young takes off, and it's looped behind the plate and out of play. Battle for the Silver Boot has belonged to the Rangers in 4 of the last 5 seasons and 5 of 8 overall, but the Astros have won more games, 25-23. Looks like Tom Hicks, Rangers owner, is right behind home plate there.
Yeah, just a couple seats over from Drayton McClain.
A really good series for baseball fans in Texas. Runner going, and that's popped up. This one in play. Matsui, Berkman behind the mound, showing great range on the pop-up. And it's no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. At the Bourne's the leadoff man in center field. It's Kazuo Matsui returning after a night off last night. Bat second and plays second base. Lance Berkman's in the 3-hole at first base with Carlos Lee, the cleanup man, in left field. It's Hunter Pence in right field. Miguel Tejada at shortstop. Jeff Keppinger at third base. Alberto Quintero is the catcher for Felipe Paulino.
And Derek Holland, 22 years of age, making his first major league start. 6'2", $185.
Electric fastball at 96, JD.
Got both of these guys, Paulino and Holland, coming out of the gates blowing gas.
Bourne shortens up, takes ball 2, and it's 2-0. A 289 hitter with 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. He has a 365 on base average. Michael 0 for 4 last night. Holland slots it in around the knees, and it's 2-1. Jim Wolf is the home plate umpire. 7 major league relief appearances. Now his first major league start for this 22-year-old southpaw.
He's got great extension, real long arm action. Mike Maddox, one of the things Mad Dog has emphasized with the Rangers pitchers is get it and go. Be on the attack. I don't think Holland has an option because I think that adrenaline is pumping so fast.
Bounce to the left side. Michael Young. That's care out number 1 for Holland.
Well, the Rangers much improved defensively. We take a look at it. It's brought to you by BMW. David Murphy, he's from Houston. He's in left. Josh Hamilton can really play. He's in center. Nelson Cruz, the right fielder. Young has made the move to third base to accommodate Elvis Andrus, who is a magician. Ian Kinsler at second. Andrew Jones, his first ever start at first base. Sultan Lamaki behind the dish is rock solid.
Kazuo Matsui came in for an at-bat as a pinch hitter last night, going 0 for 1. 233, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in for Kazuo. So the first of 2 switch hitters in the lineup, batting right here against Holland. Takes strike 1 with Lance Berkman on deck. Matsui has been leading off much of this year, but now it's Michael Bourne in that top spot. Fastball makes it 0-2. Derek Holland was drafted relatively low, 25th round in 2006, but he was a draft and follow type pitcher, and the Rangers felt that he would develop. He's added some miles per hour. He's made a quick trip to the majors. Fly ball to right center. Josh Hamilton. 2 outs.
This time last year he was a Clinton Lumber King between Clinton, Iowa. Blew through the Rangers system. 2 stops, 2 different A-ball clubs, Clinton and Bakersfield, and then Double-A Frisco. He was their minor league pitcher of the year. Outstanding numbers.
Lance Berkman, 233, 8 homers, 22 runs batted in. Has revved it up much better in the month of May. And he leads these hitters on both clubs in the battle for the silver boot in many career areas. There's 1 ball, no strikes to Lance. He's 3rd in the league in walks this year with 30. Pops it up on the right side. Ian Kinsler wants it. And the first inning goes quickly for Derek Holland. No score.
Help us pick the top moment in the park's history with our bracket challenge. Go to Astros.com to cast your vote today, and we'll be picking between Craig Biggio's final game or the 2004 wild card clincher. Dan Maselli sighting right there. receiving a warm embrace.
Yeah.
What's his nickname?
Can't remember offhand.
Nickname.
Vision series right there.
Oh, yeah, the missile.
The missile.
I was thinking Rambo.
Nelson Cruz on a 5-game hitting streak, 278, 8 homers, 25 runs batted in. Just took a pitch, and now a fly ball to right field corner. Hunter Pence digging over for it. It's out of play for him, and it's 0-2 to Nelson Cruz. Has good numbers and is getting steady playing time this year now. 7 for 19 during his 5-game hitting streak. And he stole a couple of bases yesterday.
Strikes out a lot and doesn't walk much, but a dangerous hitter. He's got good off-field power, and the Astros play him that way. Hunter stepped towards the line, and Michael Bourne shading towards right center.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Nelson Cruz. Bounced around from team to team, but now seems to have found a pretty good spot with the Rangers. He's been known throughout the years as a good hitter. This could be the year we'll find out how good he is. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cruz. Rangers are 6th in runs scored in the American League with 215. Ground ball to shortstop. Tejada. Low throw, and Berkman digs it out. 1 out.
Oh, good hustle by Cruz. What looked to be a very routine ground ball to short. He made it close.
David Murphy of Houston, 27 years old. Went to Klein High School and Baylor University, a first-round pick of Boston in 03. He had a slow start. There's ball 1. 233 now for David. 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. This one hits for center field. Michael Bourne way back with a long run for this one, and he catches up with it on the track. Well, he just had the angle and ran right to that spot.
Yeah, he had the angle. He got a nice jump, and David Murphy put a real charge in this one, but Bourne, real nice play. Patrolling center field. Can of corn
Made it look
for
easy.
Michael Bourne. Tomorrow after the game, it's a Reckless Kelly post-game concert. Remember, it's a 3:10 game tomorrow, Astros and the Rangers, and a Lone Star Series T-shirt will come your way on Sunday if you're one of the first 10,000 fans for that one.
Strike to Saltalamacchia, a 252 hitter, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. 24-year-old switch hitter, came up with the Braves. First-round pick of Atlanta. 0-2 to Saltalamacchia, who had 198 at-bats last season. Now he's taken over as the everyday catcher with those numbers for the year. It was quite a trade. The Mark Teixeira deal. He was with the Braves for a brief time. He and Ron Mayhay going to Atlanta for Saltalamacchia. Neftali Feliz, who's one of the top pitching prospects in the minor leagues. Elvis Andrus. A couple of other players, including Harrison, who's in their rotation right now and pitching well. The Rangers have reaped a big reward from that deal. Teixeira. Soft liner to right field. Hunter Pence in. It's a 1-2-3 second. Both these young pitchers looking good in a 0-0 game. Astros bullpen coming in for tons of action last night. He was the only reliever who did not pitch in that game. Milwaukee winning at 4-3. Now to 0-0 encounter. It's Carlos Lee in the bottom of the second inning. Balling through all fastballs in the first. He cuts that one inside for ball one. On Lee, a .322 hitter with 8 homers, 29 runs batted in.
I'm seeing a little Steve Avery out there.
Yeah.
Remember when Steve Avery came up with the Braves at such a young age, had that long arm action, a little bit of a crossfire delivery.
You're right.
Good heater.
2 balls, no strikes. He has not worked in his curveball, pitching in relief. We expect to see that tonight. Into right field. A single for Carlos Lee, who played with the Rangers for a couple of months in '06. The Astros have their first base runner, with Hunter Pence following.
It looks like the fun is just about to begin down there at first base with Andrew Jones and Carlos Lee. Kind of a smirk on Andrew's face as Carlos. A little chit chat down there.
26-year-old Hunter Pence, .347, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Ripped a home run last night. Strike one to Hunter. He's had a good homestand and is hitting .375 at home for the season, one of the top averages in the major leagues for any player at home.
He's hitting .437 since he went with the Mohawk.
Is he?
I don't know. Just made that up.
.424 in May.
Been doing pretty good though.
Yes, he has.
We'll probably have a graphic on that. Pre-Mohawk, post-Mohawk.
Yeah.
Pinpoint when that happened.
Former Astro general manager Bill Wood's son Jeff is scouting in the Rangers organization. He was one of the 2 scouts who signed Derek Holland to his first pro contract. It's 2 balls and a strike to Hunter Pence, who grew up in Arlington, went to UT Arlington.
Well, behind in the count here, the way he's been challenging with that fastball, I think Hunter just looks dead red here, I'm guessing.
Three and one. Here's the blast he hit last night.
They got a fastball last night and got the head out on it and was pitching out about belt high out of third, and he gave that a real good ride, about 440 feet.
Holland has pitched only 14 major league innings to this point. Bouncer to second. Kinsler backhanding. There's the toss. Elvis Andrus is in the building, and it's a 4-6-3 double play.
We got a fastball to hit. Just got on top of it a little bit, hit it sharply, but Kinsler pinching towards the middle, playing for the double play, able to start it. And Hunter, who doesn't ground into many, able to get him with that quick turn.
Our league leaders brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, the Major League hits leaders since 2003. Ichiro, Michael Young, Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter, and Miguel Tejada.
Now, if I were to say Ichiro, Michael, Albert, Derek, and Miguel, you'd still know all those guys.
Good point. Well, Miguel, who's on a 5-game hitting streak, takes ball one. .327 for the season. 4 homers, 24 runs batted in. Terrific month of May for Miguel. 14 runs batted in the last 10 games. Liner to short. Andrus there. And in the second inning, no runs a hit, nobody left. We're going to make it. television booth. Tom, good to see you again.
Thank you, Bronny.
You go way back with this franchise, a first-round pick of the Washington Senators, and then you were general manager for 10 years. That's the longest stint for any Rangers GM, and you give us a lot of perspective on this club, especially when we're talking about this 20-year-old dazzling shortstop. Tell us about him.
Well, he's something. I mean, he was the keystone of the trade that the Rangers made with the Braves. They sent Mark Teixeira to the Braves, got a bunch of players back in return, but he was one of the keys of that trade. And I don't know that anyone knew whether he'd be in the big leagues this early when he's only 20 years old, but he has been a joy to watch. He makes all the plays. He's got terrific range, very smooth, making all the plays. But everybody knew he'd be good defensively. I think he's been a little bit better offensively than even the people who knew him well expected. He's, hit right around 270. He's made good contact. He's faced good pitching. I've been pretty impressed with him offensively. We just faced the Tigers, who probably threw out as good pitching as you'll see in a 3-game series, and he more than held his own in that series. Actually swung the bat better than some of the veteran guys on the team.
3 and 2. He's 5 for 5 in stolen bases. He has a mentor in Omar Vizquel, and a fellow Venezuelan, to help him make that transition to Major League play.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing for him because they're both Venezuelans. Elvis idolized the other shortstop when he was growing up, and I think that's been a real nice thing to help his transition to the big leagues, is to have Omar on the bench with him. But he's really been impressive. The one thing the Rangers knew about him that made them less afraid to have him in the big leagues this early was his makeup. He's very bright, he's very confident, but he's very respectful of the game and all the other players that have come before him. So I think they knew what they were doing when they brought him to the big leagues. It's made us a better team, better on the left side because Michael Young's been so good at third base.
There's a shot to short, and he gets on an infield hit. Tejada with a good effort, but Andrus swings the bat and gets that ground ball hit. And Miggy made this play last night or the night before, but that's a very difficult play for a shortstop. Trying that throw while rolling over. Now Holland up for the first time in a bunting situation. Keppinger's right in on him, and there is strike one. And with Holland now at age 22 joining this rotation tonight with an injury giving him that opportunity, it's a chance to look into your future. And with Paulino, same thing for the Astros. Tag, we probably won't be here years from now doing these games, but maybe somebody 10 years from now might be still talking about these two guys facing each other.
Well, I have to think that that's a great possibility. I know that the Rangers are counting on Holland to be a big part of the rotation for many years to come. Pretty nice job by the kid getting that bunt down against the guy throwing 96 miles an hour. But, he's one of the crown jewels of their farm system. The Rangers were anointed the best farm system in baseball last year by Baseball America. They've got a lot of good prospects, and he was one of the best ones. The young left-hander, he pitched a lot in A-ball last year, has never pitched in AAA, so he's very young, very inexperienced. But again, just like Andrus, they felt that he had the makeup to do it. They thought that he would throw strikes, and they thought that he could have kind of a learning experience that would go well if they brought him right to the big leagues. And so far, so good.
Ian Kinsler hit the first pitch in the air to the second baseman, a pop-up to open this game. Kinsler, though, can really hit one the other way. And with those 11 home runs this season, gives the Rangers a lot of thunder out of that top spot in the lineup.
Well, he's a good player. He got off to a spectacular start. He's cooled off a little bit recently. In fact, his average has dipped below 300. But there's nothing on the field that he can't do. He's an excellent runner, terrific base stealer. I think in his career he's 18 for 18 stealing third base. Last year he made some errors. Most of them were careless. Never makes an error because of a lack of physical talent. He's got great range, strong arm, good kid, fun to watch play.
And he fouls that one, 2 balls and a strike. So with this Rangers club now, 23 and 17, you guys have had a lot of fun through the first 40 games this year.
Well, we didn't know what to expect coming into the season. The Rangers can always hit, and so we knew we would probably score some runs. But Nolan Ryan changed the culture of the pitching staff. He had a big conversation with Kevin Millwood where he kind of read him the riot act and said, look, you're our ace, you have to get in better shape and you have to pitch deeper into the ball game. That's an expectation. Kevin took those words to heart. He's in terrific shape. He's been pitching deep into ball games, and the rest of the staff has kind of raised their level to reach his. And it's been the best pitching we've seen in Texas for a long time. You guys are used to seeing some good pitching in Houston. We're not used to that in Texas, so that has been a good part of our season so far.
There's a new pitching coach, Mike Maddox, who comes with great credentials, and that started in the Astros farm system and made that quick transition from pitcher to coach. Not a whole lot. He just learned so much on the job as a pitcher. Fly ball to right field. Hunter Pence digging in. Matsui's calling in front of him. Matsui handles it. And that's out number 2. And as we look at Tom Grieve and his credentials, there's a lot to examine here. Not only him, but great family, player with Washington and Texas, Rangers front office, vice president and GM, and 15 years of those jobs. Is your current job the easiest?
Yeah, I'd say it would have to be the easiest. You know, I always dreamed of being a ball player, so I'm very proud that I was able to be a ball player. And you know, as a player, you never know what's going to happen when your playing career is done. So to have been able to stay in baseball as a front office person and now as a broadcaster has been probably more than I could have dreamed of.
Michael Young lines one to the gap in right center. That'll make it 1-0 Rangers on the RBI single by Young. He drives in his 18th of the year, scoring the number 8 hitter Andrus. Rangers had a rough series with a total of 6 runs scored in the 3 games at Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know, Brownie, if I've ever seen better pitching in a 3-game series than we saw in Detroit. Dontrell Willis was terrific, and then Verlander and Edwin Jackson were about as tough as you could possibly face. So, you know, and in spite of the 3 losses, we had a chance to win both of the last 2 games. 1 hit toward the end of the game, and both of those games could have gone differently. So we played good games. We just couldn't beat the Tigers. That's 6 straight this year that they've beaten us in Detroit.
Hamilton struck out first time up. What a show he put on in that home run hitting contest last year. It's amazing that he didn't win it, though.
Yeah, it's. I think in most people's mind he won it, even though he wasn't the guy that was crowned at the end. I just love watching all those big league all-stars sit there in amazement watching that. That's, you know, that's a group of guys that aren't easily impressed, but I guess anybody would have been impressed with that.
And that has almost superseded the All-Star game itself in the interest of fans, don't you think?
Yeah, it's become quite a show. I'd like to see him shorten it a little bit, though. You know, in Josh's case, he had to take so many swings that I think by the end of the night he was just burned out.
That one jumped off his bat for the 3rd Ranger hit of the inning. Sharp single, a Lowbridge Paulino.
Wow. They're both getting out of the way of that line shot.
Fielding Culbreth didn't want to be fielding that, so he ducked. He got out of the way of that sharp liner, and now 2 men on for Andrew Jones. This is a story, too. JD and I were discussing that the fact that a lot of people thought he was finished. He's not old enough to give you that first thought, but based on what he did last year, that low batting average, that would be a natural conclusion some people would arrive at.
I guess based on what you saw last year and the year before, it was a logical conclusion that his career, even though he was young, was over. But to his credit, he realized what he had to do. He had to lose weight. He's lost about 20 pounds, and he had to go to an organization that would nurture him. And Rudy Jaramillo, our hitting coach, and Andrew have hit it off from day one. And really, we probably haven't had anyone in our organization more improved from day one in spring training to right now than Andrew. Took him a while to adapt to the new hitting styles that Rudy was trying to teach him. In fact, in spring training, I think his first 9 or 10 at-bats, he struck out 8 or 9 times. But gradually it got better. And right now he's been a good player for us. He's had good at-bats. He's taken a walk. He's hit the ball with authority. And I think more than anything, he's been a great teammate and a good guy. I didn't know what to expect because I'd never met him before. But he's happy to be here. You would expect a superstar with his credentials to come into a utility role and be complaining, especially as well as he's played. But he just wants to be part of a team. He loves his teammates and he accepts his role and he's happy with it. So he's been a joy to have on the team, really.
3 balls and a strike to Andrew Jones. He has more walks than strikeouts.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's not the same guy that he was the last couple of years. He's happy, number one. You know, he knows he's got plenty of money. Now he just wants to be on a good team and enjoy himself with his teammates and be part of something good. And I think he feels good about what he's doing right now.
3-2. Paulino throwing that one upstairs at 96. These games have been so much fun for us over the years. Tom, a chance to visit with you and Josh and compare notes.
I think the rivalry's been great. I know as an announcer I enjoy it. And by the fans and the attendance, I think they do too.
Runners go. Broken bad liner, and that loops into left field. That'll be an RBI single for Andrew Jones to make it 2-0. Jones' 12th run batted in, scoring Michael Young. 4 hits in the inning, one the infield hit to shortstop, and now this the broken bad liner, but the Rangers are putting some things together to get the lead.
Well, a pretty good pitch by Paulino. As hard as he throws, he got the ball in, I think where he wanted it. Andrew didn't hit it all that hard, but strong enough to muscle it over the infield.
As you well know, Tag, for a young pitcher such as Paulino, an inning like this can be the critical test in a game. Can he stop the bleeding here?
Well, he breezed through the first 2. You're exactly right, Brownie. And now his pitch count's gotten up there. He's throwing a lot of pitches right now. He's making pretty good pitches. And if he can get through this inning and get back, get a deep breath between innings, he can bounce back and come back strong.
Strike to Cruz. Cruz a very aggressive hitter, is he not, Tom?
Yeah, he's very aggressive, and he had a good game yesterday. He'd been struggling a little bit, hit some home runs early, and I think might have expanded his strike zone a little too far and helping out the pitcher. But he's a real talented kid. He can throw, he can run, can steal a base as big as he is. He does have some good power.
1 ball, 1 strike. Jackie Moore was talking about the race in the AL West. He said, "Oh, we know about the Angels. We expect them to be strong.
Yep.
They're not going to go away." But it's nice to be in a position that the Rangers are in right now with a 2-game lead coming into games tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And it doesn't mean anything in the overall scheme of things, but for the Rangers, for most teams, for the Rangers it's big because we needed to get off to a good start. We've had some bad years. Last year we got off to a terrible start. Played pretty well after that. After the last 4 months of the season went pretty well, but we needed to give our fans something to get excited about and to believe in. And I think the start that we've had has recaptured the interest of the fans. We've drawn really good crowds against the Angels in our last 3 games in Texas. So we recognize there's a long way to go. But based on where we were last year at this time, it's a nice situation to be in. The good part is we're getting good pitching. You can't outscore people for 162 games, but our pitching and our defense has been so much better.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Just thinking about the wealth of coaching talent Ron Washington can tap on his staff. From Mike Maddox, who was lured away from Milwaukee with a nice contract, with Rudy Jaramillo, who started with the Astros many years ago, and the others on that staff.
Well, he really does have a good staff, and he doesn't have to worry about the pitching because Mike Maddox can handle the pitching. You've got Andy Hawkins out in the bullpen, another good pitching coach. Doesn't have to worry about the hitting. Rudy takes care of the hitting. He's got a great bench coach in Jackie Moore. Gary Pettis can handle base running and outfield play, so he does. He's got a real good staff.
All 4 crews.
He can concentrate on a lot of the things that a manager has to do that maybe he wouldn't have been comfortable with when he first started dealing with the media. Just managing the overall game. It's nice when you're a manager to know that you've got quality coaches.
Dewey Robinson, the Astros pitching coach, out to the mound now with the bases loaded. David Murphy, the batter. David, who had a fine season last year, struggled at the outset this season. How is Wash on his patience with a struggling player?
Well, he really likes David Murphy, and he's good. He's good with his patience. He was a player, and so he understands what a player can go through. And you know, David got off to, I don't know what he was, 0 for 20, 0 for 19, something like that. But since that time, he's swinging the bat well. He had a really good game yesterday. 3 for 3 with 2 walks. Hit the ball hard. Bourne ran one down the first time up. So he's coming back. He's starting to play the way he's capable of playing. He's a kid that can run. He's center fielder playing left field right now. He can throw. Got a little bit of power. He's a good player. Houston kid, went to Baylor.
Bases loaded for him with 2 outs. 2 runs home here in the 3rd inning. And he looks at ball 1 as he is the 8th Ranger to bat here. You have a lot of innings like this with the Rangers, who, as you mentioned, been such a potent offensive team for many years. And that can really give Holland some breathing room if Murphy comes up with a hit here. Paulino hits a good spot, and it's 1-1 with the bases loaded with Hamilton on at 3rd, Jones at 2nd, and Cruz at 1st.
I'd say probably the 2 hitters that have had the most patient at bats for the Rangers have been Andrew Jones and David Murphy.
Looper to right field. Hunter Pence over into right center for the grab. A big out for Paulino. And the Rangers come away with 2 runs on 4 hits. They strand 3 to lead 2-0. And Derek Holland with a 2-0 lead, working the bottom of the 3rd inning and developing that whole mindset throughout the minor league system of coming up, pitching deep into games, getting some contact so you don't have to spend 7, 8 pitches to get a hitter out, Tom.
Yeah, that's exactly what Nolan's trying to accomplish, and he's got some good people that are trying to implement the program in the minor leagues. They do want the pitchers to be able to pitch deeper in games. They want them to be in better shape. Nolan's doing things like increasing the running program, more sprints. He's having the pitchers in the minor leagues frequently throw batting practice between starts, something that they used to do when Nolan played. They don't do anymore. Feels like that's a way a guy can increase his arm strength, learn to throw strikes better.
Hamilton retires Keppinger, 1 out in the 3rd.
And so slowly but surely, I think it's having an impact. Derek is one of the prize guys from the farm system. Rangers have had a great farm system, and so there's a lot of expectations for him to live up to, and hopefully starting tonight they'll be able to start to do it.
Neftali Feliz is also another top prospect. Have you seen much of him?
No, I haven't. I saw him in spring training a little bit. He pitched a nice AAA game last year, and I think the Rangers probably won't come out and say this, but I think in the back of their mind they would love to do the same thing with Feliz that they're doing with Holland. And they didn't think he was quite ready to throw strikes at the big league level, but maybe, you know, late July he'll be able to come up, get into the rotation, gradually work his way into the rotation. We'll see. But they're definitely 2 kids they're counting on to be in the rotation next year.
Quintero with a sharp grounder, picked up by Andrew Jones. 2 down. Now it's Paulino batting. Well, the heat for these pitchers working through the summer in Arlington, conditioning would seem to be an absolute must.
Absolutely. And I think it's very difficult for our pitchers at the big league level to feel comfortable if they're not in shape, if they're not able to pitch deep in games, when they're on the mound and they look toward our dugout, they see Nolan Ryan sitting right next to our dugout. I mean, I know what I would think if I were a pitcher. I would say to myself, I don't care if my arm's hanging. I'm not asking out of this game until the manager takes me out. The worst thing one of our pitchers could say, and have Nolan hear it, is, I pitched my 5 or 6 innings, I did my job, and I gave my team a chance to win. That, I don't think, would be wise to say to Nolan Ryan. I think, Brian, you know exactly what I'm saying.
I have a feeling Nolan does not like the term quality start.
No. He hates the quality start. I mean, for Nolan, a quality start, go 9 and get a win. That's a quality start.
That's quality. Paulino with a fly ball to right. Cruz is in for it. Thanks so much, Tom Grieve. Always fun to visit with you.
Thank you, Donnie. Thanks for having me.
Rangers 2, Astros nothing after 3.
Coca-Cola Value Nights. They include 4 mezzanine tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bottles of any Coca-Cola product, and 2 Astros baseball caps for just $75. That is a sweetheart of a deal. And after the Friday night games, there's Friday night fireworks presented by the Marathon Oil Corporation. What other night would you have Friday night fireworks than Friday? And the next one is June 5th. Is that right?
I thought the 5th was a Monday.
Yeah.
Jared Saltalamacchia takes strike 1.
Go to Astros.com and you'll find out.
All right. Check on that.
Are they all home Fridays?
Yeah.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
Saltalamacchia 0-2. He hit a fly ball to right in the 2nd inning. Paulino got Murphy with the bases loaded after the Rangers had scored twice. And while Holland has been mowing down the Astros, he prevented falling further behind with that big out on Murphy. Now he gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Saltalamacchia. That's number 2.
Paulino and Holland really putting on quite a show for the scouts, the guys who love to see those radar guns light up. Both of them pushing it up there in the mid, at times upper 90s. We've seen Paulino at 97 on a few occasions already tonight.
Now Elvis Andrus, and a drive to left field. Andrus has left the building. Home run number 3 for Elvis. That makes it 3-0. Giving him 9 runs batted in. And the 20-year-old youngster is making quite an impression here in his early days as a major league player.
Infield single his first at bat in the 3rd. He scored on that occasion, and now he goes yard, and it's his glove that got him to the big leagues at the tender age of 20, but he's provided a little offense too, hitting 270 coming into this one. Now 3 bombs.
Strike to Holland, down a sac bunt. Rangers have hit 65 long balls this year. They're second in the American League. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holland. And a strikeout. That's number 3 for Paulino.
Well, that home run that Andrews just hit, that can be a wake-up call for a pitcher. A guy like Paulino who has such a good arm. Tendency is to really rely on it, and then you got to remember, wait a minute, I can't be too aggressive. Got to make sure I get the ball down.
Aflac trivia: which 3 major league teams have never played in a World Series? Would one be the Texas Rangers?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, here's ball 1 to Kinsler. And the Expos / Nationals. Foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. How about the
Mariners?
Yeah, the Mariners. That's what I was going to guess. Let's go with those 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rangers hoping that this is their year to break through for the first time. I have reason to believe. 2 balls and a strike. Kinsler's a big part of that. With everything he brings to the ball club. He's hit safely in all 15 of his career games against the Astros. 0 for 2 tonight. Gets underneath it. Here's second base, Matsui, and Tejada handles the 3rd out. The Andrus home run makes it 3-0 Rangers in the 4th. And Mariners. Now here's Patty Smith.
All right, well, thank you, guys. I'm sure you are familiar with this book, Inside the Magical Seasons, but for those of you who aren't, it came out in 2006. The man responsible for that was this man right here, Terry Lawrence, but it is re-emerging again, Terry, and do tell us why.
What we're here to do this evening, Patty, is to let Astros fans know where they can secure a copy of this book. What we've done is established a website for 2 great causes. One is the Astros and Action Foundation, and also Life Community Church in LaPorte, which all proceeds are going towards build a playground in the community. So all the proceeds will go to these great organizations.
Well, that is totally awesome. Tell us a little bit about this book, The Magical Seasons. Now, that is plural, 2 back-to-back years. Tell us about it and what we can expect to find inside.
Yes, what the book is about is a 2004 and 2005 season, which were the Astros' 2 most successful seasons in Astros history. So the 2005 season, all games are covered from the regular season, playoff, and World Series games. And so what we did is made it from a different perspective, makes it unique, and that is told from the player's perspective with locker room conversations and on-field conversations.
All right, it is definitely an awesome book. Just real quick, the website where they can get it.
All fans can go to astrosmagic.com, and if you can also remember, these make a great gift for Father's Day also too in a month, and we encourage all fans to get a piece of history.
All right, awesome book, guys.
Thank you, Patty. Michael Bourne bounced one. Andrew Jones diving, got a glove on it, but Bourne is at first base, and here's Matsui now. Matsui hit a fly ball to right. Still don't have a ruling on that. It's got to be a hit. Jones was diving for it. And there's strike one to Matsui. Andrew apparently really likes playing first base and had about 5 rehab games there when he was hurt for the Dodgers last year in the minor leagues. Got all sorts of different plays at first and enjoyed the experience of playing that position. Matsui swings and misses there, and it's 0-2. It's ruled a hit for Michael Bourne. Hit number 2 for the Astros.
Good. Even if it wasn't a hit, I was hoping that would be ruled a hit to make up for that one he lost the other night with the lineup card snafu.
That's right. He draws the throw, and whoa! Looked like it caught him leaning a little bit as Holland made his move to first base.
Now, I don't know if he was thinking about running there or just trying to get a secondary lead after he thought Holland had committed home. He caught out on the balls of his feet. Andrew Jones with an aggressive tag / tackle.
Yeah.
And, boy, that's a good move. Flirting with a balk a little bit with that step. Step toward the base you're throwing to.
Has been called for one balk. That's a strikeout of Matsui. 1 out. First strikeout for Holland. Tonight's Jack in the Box standing shows you the Astros comparison offensively between April and May. They've gone from 3.5 runs per game to 5.39, and at home much better. 4.75 runs per game. Batting average about 50 points higher at home. And with runners in scoring position, they've come way up. Now Lance Berkman. He popped to second in the first inning. Runner takes off with a good jump. Here's the throw from Saltalamacchia. Not nearly in time. Michael Bourne was flashing from first, and that's steal number 14.
We talked about one of the benefits of Michael Bourne in the leadoff spot as opposed to second. He's got Matsui's at bat and trying to steal, so he can get in the scoring position for Berkman and Lee. And if he's not able to do it while Matsui's hitting, if he's going to steal, he wants to do it early, and Lance is at bat. So he jumps at the opportunity, goes on first move. His guess is right. Saltalamacchia had no real shot at it.
He's 14 for 17 now. Berkman looks at a ball, and it's 1-1. Saltalamacchia had thrown out 7 of 17 for 41%, but Michael that time steals and is atop the leaderboard in the National League. Popped up behind the plate. Saltalamacchia back. We'll have no play on it. 1-2. Interleague play starting at many sites tonight, including Yankee Stadium, where the Phillies lead the Yankees 6-1 in the middle of the 7th inning. Brett Myers on the mound. A.J. Burnett started, and now Chen-Min Wong has come in relief. He just rejoined the Yankees from his minor league rehab assignment.
Ron Washington, the manager of the Rangers, has to be thrilled with the way this game has progressed, because first major league start for Holland. They're trying to limit him to about 80 pitches here tonight. So the fact that he's only thrown 38 to this point is really going to allow him to pitch a little bit deeper probably in this game than Wash anticipated.
Nine pitches, 25 of them strikes. He went 2 2/3 innings in relief last Friday against the Angels. And those are his numbers for tonight in his first major league start at age 22. gets a swing and a miss and strikes out Berkman. That's number 2.
Good looking changeup there by Holland.
Holland was throwing primarily fastballs and changeups when he was a reliever.
You can check us out on Facebook now. Log on to Facebook.com, search for Fox Sports Houston. Interact with other fans, get the latest information, and stay connected with all things Astros.
Carlos Lee tries for a big 2-out hit here, trailing 3-0. He singled to right field in the 2nd inning. There's ball 1. Holland taking over the rotation spot of Vicente Padilla, who had been announced a few days ago as the starter for tonight, but he's been placed on the disabled list. Gets Carlos to chase that one, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlos, a .333 career hitter against the Rangers. He does have that Avery look in that delivery.
Yeah, it's a real long arm action. It's great extension as he breaks his hands.
Strike makes it 1-2 to Carlos Lee. Thought it was up. Jim Wolf is the umpire.
Brother of Randy Wolf, who likes to work up in the zone. So you got a high ball pitcher and a high ball umpire. It's just in the DNA. Carlos not really arguing there, just trying to convince one. No, it's up. Please don't call that again if he throws it up there again.
Popped up Kinsler's way. No runs ahead, a man stranded after 4 3-0 Rangers. Nothing Rangers. It's time to announce our progressive fan of the game. Let's go down to Patty Smith to find out who it is. Patty.
Well, thank you very much. We have a very special progressive player of the game. In fact, I think he's trying to take my job here. You got to hold up here, little buddy. This is Aiden Henderson, and Aiden's dad, Sean, wrote a letter and asked for Aiden to be our fan of the game because why, Sean?
Well, because we're from Arkansas, and we're the Arkansas Astros ambassadors. We live in a land where everything is pretty much not valid unless it's a hog, and we're Astros fans, so we wear our Astros gear everywhere we go.
And this is Aiden's
very first game, very first live Astros game.
He's got his little number on the back, 3.5. Very awesome, very awesome. And your Astros, what do you think about coming all the way out here for you guys?
What do you think about this game?
What do you say, buddy?
We're gonna root for the Astros to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Astros.
Yeah.
All right, that is Aiden Henderson, our progressive fan of the game. Here's a little goodie bag for you, Aiden. You guys enjoy the game.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, buddy. Let's go.
Hey, you can take my job. I sit there and say yeah every now and then.
Michael Young, the batter. He's a 2-2 in the count. He has a walk and an RBI single tonight. Bounces that one into right field.
Wow, he hit.
Yeah, he takes it to right field right off the end of the bat. He just collects hits. Leadoff single here in the 5th inning going to Michael Young. That's hit number 6 for the Rangers.
He tries to do anything else with that pitch, he's out. But when you get 200 hits a year, you've got a pretty good idea what you're doing up there.
He has 189 hits in interleague games, 2001 on. Ichiro has 200. Derek Jeter 194. The only two with more. Josh Hamilton is strike one. Hamilton 1 for 2 tonight.
The best off-speed pitch Felipe has thrown tonight.
Beautiful night for baseball here. And a fastball.
You know, Hamilton got that base hit last time up on a slider after Felipe had thrown a couple fastballs by him. And it looks to me like his bat's just a little slow right now after being out of action for a couple of days. Not that you can't throw him a slider or a changeup, but if I'm going to throw anything in the zone right now, it's going to be a beater.
Still no balls, 2 strikes. Hamilton only pinch hit once in Detroit. There are the pitching lines of Holland and Paulino. Earlier, when he ran into a wall in Toronto, he missed 13 games, but the Rangers were 9-4. Hamilton out at that point.
I'm going to go back with that changeup they started him with.
Fouls it. Dave Anderson's the coach at third. That went near him.
Former Dodger.
Former Dodger Eric Karros will be working tomorrow with Josh Lewin on Channel 26 in Houston. As game 2 of this series comes your way. Josh Hamilton, really an athlete. He weighs 245. Got his body fat down over the winter to 11%. Wanting to avoid the second half fade he had last year. 1-2. Also made a lot of really good defensive plays this year. Good range, strong arm, more accurate than last year. So the Rangers have supported their pitchers with much better defensive play than they did a year ago. Carlos Lee comes over toward the left field line. He lost it. Now he runs harder and gets there on the run to make the catch. That's an exciting out, number 1.
An anxious moment for Carlos, and I imagine for Paulino and Cecil Cooper too. All what appeared to be an easy out got a little dramatic because Carlos couldn't find it and then had to find an extra gear to track it down.
One down, and now it's Andrew Jones batting. He had an RBI single in the 3rd inning on a 3-2 pitch. Also worked a full count back in the 1st. Roll to shortstop. Tejada with a flip. Matsui the middleman. 6-4-3 double play. The Astros 46th of the year. 3-0 Rangers in the 5th.
In 1984, Fred Bird, the mascot of the St. Louis Cardinals, tackled Enos Cabell in pregame warm-ups. Enos aggravates a knee injury. Heated words are exchanged between the two clubs. Astros get their revenge in the 12th one. Beetle Bailey triples off Bruce Sutter. Gee, knock in a 4-3 victory. Way to go, Beetle.
Sutter was tough.
Beetle, a Missourian himself. Not going to take that from Fred Bird.
No.
Fred Bird and Enos Cabell routinely beat up by opposing mascots.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Youppi used to wear him out.
Against crowds of foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Why were they picking on E?
Well, I don't know. I think he had a mascot-like quality to him.
Okay.
Especially in the old rainbow uniform. And, you know, the Pirate Parrot and the Philly Fanatic. He was always a target.
Strikeout for Holland. That's number 3. Miguel Tejada, who lined to short, will be next. Holland has been counseled about bullpen work since he's been in the bullpen earlier this year.
Saltalamacchia wanted that fastball up. Maybe not quite as high as he wanted it, but effectively he's got the kind of stuff. He can beat you upstairs with that fastball. And a little bit, we've been talking about the comparisons with Steve Avery, the Kershaw kid, the young lefty for the Dodgers. Another one. You just don't shake a tree and get a lefty with this kind of stuff.
Strike to Tejada. Holland grew up in Newark, Ohio, near Columbus. He had a Ken Griffey poster on his wall growing up. Pitched to Griffey in the last homestand. Now back 0-2. He had not pitched in relief since junior college. He was a closer there for a while. And when he was called up April 18th to go into the Rangers bullpen, he leaned on Eddie Guardado and Kevin Millward for advice about pitching in relief. The Rangers like that idea of breaking him in as a reliever. Making some spots for him.
I never got to pitch to Cheryl Teagues.
Second baseman Kinsler is there. 2 down. Jeff Capinger is next.
He had a baseball player up. That's why he's throwing 96 miles an hour and was a first-round pick.
I bet you could have gotten her out, though.
Well, I don't know. Depends on what year, what phase in my career. There was 1 or 2 years there where I don't think I was getting anybody out.
Capinger hit a fly ball to center in the 3rd. And this fly ball's hit well to left. Murphy back at the wall. Good catch by David Murphy to end the 5th. And it's 3-0 Rangers. For our Dodge Crab Live feature, let's hear Russ Ortiz's bucket list.
One thing I would like to do is fly in a fighter jet. That's one thing that I'd love to do. I'm scared. I would be scared to death. Even thinking about it scares me. But it's something that I would really actually love to do is fly a jet.
Maybe someday he'll get a shot. Right now he's in the bullpen watching this 3-0 game, talking with Beetle Bailey. As Felipe Paulino begins his 6th inning of work. He's thrown 86 pitches so far. Nelson Cruz leads it off. He's grounded out and walked. He looks at ball 1 there. Paulino got a double play ball from Andrew Jones to end the 5th inning. He surrendered 6 hits and 3 runs. And it's tough with what he's up against. The work of Derek Holland, who has surrendered 2 hits, both singles and no runs.
Ooh, good change up there. Throwing it across the plate, outside part of the plate, right-handed pitcher on a right-handed hitter. It's a tough pitch to make. You really have to keep that front shoulder closed. He made a dandy. Probably his last inning due to bad second in the bottom half.
1-2. Brandon Banke's due to make his final rehab start in the minor leagues for Round Rock tomorrow night. And a decision will have to be made on him probably Tuesday of next week. David Murphy on deck. Sal Talamacchia due up 3rd here in the Ranger 6th.
Bumped in dead weight a little while ago and I said, okay, you got Brandon pitching and due to come back. And I said, everybody stays healthy. Do you have an idea of what you want to do? I said, yeah. I said, do you have an idea you're going to tell me? He said, no.
Close to the vest. There's out number 1.
Which is absolutely the right thing to do, because you never know how things are going to play out. You don't want to start any rumors or commit to anything.
David Murphy's fly to center and to right. Well, there are several different ways, of course. Different options available to Ed Wade, and the best way to do is wait until that last available moment to see if anybody gets hurt, which would change his thinking perhaps. There's strike 1 on Murphy. Then go ahead and make the decision he was planning on if there are no injuries. Murphy hit 15 homers last year for the Rangers. He drove in 74. No balls, 2 strikes. Had a sprained right knee, did not return after that injury first week in August. Crashed into Pudge Rodriguez on a play, and that caused the knee injury. 1-2. By the way, Pudge will get that special ceremony before the game tomorrow. He'll be presented with the ball from home run number 300 at Wrigley Field over the weekend. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pudge is going to be happy guy when he gets that trophy tomorrow, and then presumably will be doing the catching for Brian Moeller against Scott Feldman tomorrow. 3-2 now. So while Pudge was with the Rangers, David Murphy was a big Astros fan growing up. Calls it back. Hit a couple of homers against the Astros last year. Drove in 5 runs with a .304 batting average in interleague play.
Got off to just a terrible start this year. 3 for his first 31 or something like that. Really turned it on here in the month of May.
So goes foul.
I read one story on him where he was scouted at the tender age of about 9 years.
Ooh.
He was at a high school game. The scouts were there to see Justin Thompson pitch. Back in 90, 91, somewhere in there. And Murphy was throwing the ball against the wall.
Slicing drive, foul.
And I want to say he was like 9 or 10 years old, and some scout said, man, I really like the way you throw the ball, kid. What's your name? And he apparently came home with a couple of business cards from scouts, and somebody even videoed his throwing action.
That's right.
A little guy with a big arm.
We heard that story last year, come to think of it. Paulino's at the century mark, 64 of those pitches strikes. With those numbers, Sal Talamacchia on deck.
I'm hesitant to tell that story. Parents will have their kids out everywhere throwing balls. Hey, go throw against the wall. You never know who's looking.
Yeah. Paulino's last start 10 days ago was that 4-inning loss at Colorado. He gave up 7 earned runs, and he threw 96 pitches in that game at altitude. Wesley Wright and Russ Ortiz are warming up now. He just pokes it into left field, and Murphy's 1 for 3. And that's kind of like what Michael Young's been doing to right field.
Hey, Astro fans, do you have Hunter Pence fever? Check out the all-new Hunter's Lodge ticket package. For just $30, you get a ticket at Hunter's Lodge. It'll be located near right field. You'll get a one-of-a-kind Hunter Pence T-shirt with a new design each month. Plus, you'll be entered into a monthly drawing for an Astros gift. This package is available for every Astros home game starting June 1st. For more information, visit Astros.com. That's kind of a neat idea.
It is. Yeah. If you're a member of the Elks or Moose clubs, you'll feel right at home.
You got the big Puma. You could be the Grand Poobah at the Hunter's Lodge.
Now, here's Cecil Cooper coming out. 102 pitches to this point for Paulino. That might be it because of that pitch count.
Yeah, he sent Q out to buy a little time, and I think he wanted to try to get Felipe through this inning, but the way Holland's pitching, he's not going to worry so much about that anymore. Just do the best he can to minimize the Rangers here tonight.
With the score 3-0 Rangers, we'll step out for a moment. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, showing you David Murphy's drive to center field. Michael Bourne took a great route to that and just seems to know all along that that would be a relatively routine catch. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frostproof Coors Light, but with his speed, he is able to do that, and also he just had that perfect route to the ball. So all along, it looked like he'd have to run a long way, but he did so easily, JD.
Yeah, outfielders will come out before a game and they'll take fungos from a coach. Chael will set up behind second base with a screen protecting him from batting practice and hit fly balls to the outfielders. And then the outfielders will work on getting jumps off the bat, off live batting practice. That's how they stay sharp, getting reads and getting jumps on fly balls. Teams don't really take infield or outfield practice anymore. It used to be commonplace to do that after BP.
Wesley Wright, 1-1 with an ERA of 7.5. Comes in facing Saltalamacchia. The switch hitter turns around to bat right with a runner at first, Murphy, and 1 out. And rips a line drive to left field. They're getting up in the Landers Crawford boxes. 2-run homer for Saltalamacchia. That's number 4 for him. And it's 5-0 Rangers. Saltalamacchia jumping all over that pitch. He was hitting .286 right-handed, .236 left-handed when this game started, so that's his better side this year, and he really thumped that one into left.
Trying to go down and away with a fastball. First pitch of the evening for Wesley, and he can get his spot. And Saltalamacchia, very aggressive swinger.
Elvis Andrus takes strike one. He homered in the 4th inning. He also has a single and 2 runs scored tonight. Some good young talent on display tonight. There's ball 1. As Murphy comes around to score on a Salt to Lamaki, a long ball. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Rangers. Andrus just 20 years old. And Holland only 22, as the Rangers' fertile farm system has put them in very good shape in this game tonight. Andrus, the youngest position player in the American League, and his backup, Omar Vizquel, is the oldest at age 42.
So Elvis probably not even born when Vizquel broke in, right?
Yet they've become very good friends. So much from his mentor. Vizquel can still play. Vizquel's hitting .368 for 38 at bats.
I wonder if Omar and all the wise counsel he's given Elvis Andrus has said, and sometimes just for the fun of it, barehand the ball, even when you don't need to. Probably left that out of the syllabus.
Yeah, he might have. A chop slowly hit might get him a hit. Temperature can't make the pickup and exchange, so Andrus is aboard, and he's 3 for 3 in this game.
2 infield hits and a home run. Just lucky here. Wesley makes a real good pitch. Land on the front foot, just rolls over on it. Kept as it squirted out of his hand. Didn't matter. Andrus was going to beat it anyway.
Felipe Paulino in 5 1/3 innings allowed 7 hits, 4 runs with 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Derek Holland, a switch hitter, 0 for 1 with a sac bunt. He's going to try to bunt right-handed, and there's strike 1 call. Holland is considered to be a potential #1 starter. That late life to his fastball.
Yeah, I would think anybody who reaches the big leagues at the age of 22 is a potential #1 starter. You don't get here at that age unless you've got top of the rotation stuff.
Terra walking it off as that one ricocheted all the way out to first base after the foul ball. Holland was the Rangers minor league pitcher of the year last year. He was called up April 18th because the Rangers needed help in the bullpen. He had made only 1 start at AAA. Last year he made only 7 starts at AA, including the playoffs when he was throwing 98. The appeal went down to first. Check swing call by Brian O'Nora. It's 1-2.
Now, I've had some scouts say that the other kid, Perez, actually has a better arm. It's not fair.
So they could have quite a 1-2 punch for many years to come if they both pan out.
Kevin Millwood pitching like an ace again. Padilla's solid.
Popped up to right. 2 outs.
You know, it looked like he was thinking about letting that ball drop.
Yes.
And Holland wasn't really running down the line. That might have been the time to do it.
Yes. I think he could have had a double play had he done that.
See, Holland gets tangled up a little bit with Q. And he's got his back to the plate, so he's not sure where the base runner is, so he goes ahead and makes the catch. But if somebody's counting, you know, if Kep is there, say, go ahead, drop it, drop it, drop it. If nothing else, you get the lead man and you've got the runner or the pitcher on base.
Exactly. Kinsler's 0 for 3. Runner takes off. Here's the throw from Quintero's knees, not in time to catch Andrus. And he is 6 for 6 in steals this year now. He's doing it all.
Well, the bunt doesn't get put down, so Andrus takes matters into his own legs.
Boy, he runs well, doesn't he? Just a nice fluid running style. Doesn't even look like he's running flat out. This one goes to right field. Hunter Pence for the 3rd out. And the Rangers extend their lead, coming up with 2 runs on 3 hits, leaving a man. Middle of the 6th inning, 5-0 Rangers. What's on tap with the Astros is brought to you by Bud Light. It's Scott Feldman and Brian Moeller tomorrow. That game comes your way on Channel 26 in Houston. Feldman really pitching well at 2-0. Brandon McCarthy and Mike Hampton square off Sunday 12:30 for Astros Live here on Fox Sports Houston. Bottom of the 6th inning now. Derek Holland has a 5-0 lead in his first major league start. Humberto Quintero the batter, taking ball 1. Pitcher spot due up next. Edwin Masonette, who just arrived today from AAA Round Rock, is on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Quintero, the Astros having only 2 singles, tries to get something started here against the lefty Holland. He's thrown 53 pitches.
Yeah, it recorded 15 outs on 51 pitches. The Astros really haven't made him work very hard.
Masonette just called up as Jason Smith was designated for assignment after the game last night. Foul pop. Andrew Jones over. It's out of play for him. So the Astros have 10 days to decide what to do with Jason Smith by designating him for assignment.
Masonette can play all over the infield for you. He was playing second base pretty much every day in Round Rock. He can also play shortstop.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Derek Holland looking very sharp tonight. He had pitched only 13 major league innings before this game, walking 6 and fanning 6. Foul away.
I wonder if he's ever shaved.
Doesn't look like it.
22 years old.
Very poised. And he gets a foul tip strikeout of Quintero. That's number 4.
I was playing for the Oneonta Yankees when I was 22, fresh out of college. The New York Penn League. This kid's got a big time arm. The Chick-fil-A cows are everywhere. Most notably on the foul poles here at Minute Maid Park. And if an Astro player hits one of those foul poles, fans from the game can take their ticket stub to any greater Houston area Chick-fil-A for a free chicken sandwich.
Edwin Masonette was with the Astros last year for a time. He was hitting .309 this year at Round Rock. No homers and 5 runs batted in and 81 at bats. There's ball 1. Had an excellent spring, hitting .333 with 3 homers. He hit 2 homers in 1 game off Roy Halladay of Toronto.
How many guys can make that claim?
No.
Spring training or otherwise. It's pretty impressive. Well, that's not a big part of Masonette's game. He's had a lot of sock.
Masonette was a 19th round pick in 03. 60 pitches so far for Holland. He's just breezing through this Houston lineup. So Masonette gets his chance to get in the infield mix as a backup player. 2 balls and a strike. As JD mentioned, he's been a second baseman, but he can play on the left side of the infield as well. Fouls it back, and it's 2-2. Tommy Manzella is the everyday shortstop at AAA Round Rock, and he's doing well. Manzella is viewed as an everyday player in the future at that position. Masonette was 1 for 7 as an Astro last September. Fouls it back. And even though Masonette, in the minds of many, is viewed as a utility guy, who knows what might happen? He might get a chance to grab a job and might never let go of it. Stranger things have happened. It bounces, and it's 3-2 now for Holland.
Yeah, it's an inexact science when you try to project players coming up through the system and what they ultimately may be. Guys that you think are going to be frontline players turn out to be complete busts or marginal players. Other guys that you view as bench guys. It's getting cozy in the radio booth.
What's with that? Running out of space over there, or what?
Hey, move on. Get away from me.
Have to share the microphone or something? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to center field. Josh Hamilton was over in right center. He gets there. 2 outs.
You know, this is one of those games where a lot of people are going to say, boy, the Astros were flat. They didn't look like they had any energy. Well, they're just getting beat by a real good young pitcher right now. I mean, this kid has got outstanding stuff. And, you know, when you got a kid with this kind of an arm and he's on his game, he's going to make anybody look flat.
Well, I believe David Clyde is still living in Houston. He was the youngest left-hander to start for the Texas franchise at age 18, 1973. Ball went to Michael Bourne. Michael 1 for 2 in this game.
And that 4-seam fastball up above the hands. You get a lot of outs in the air.
Bunted. Looks like a hit for Michael Bourne easily. And he's 2 for 3 with 2 infield hits in this game.
Down 5 runs, you need traffic. Holland, a tough guy to hit. Michael drops down a dandy of a bunt. You see Holland finishing on the third base side, falling off a little bit to the third base side with his delivery. And if he can't get that ball off the bat, they're not going to get him. Mike Maddox quickly out of that Rangers dugout and have a chat with his young left-hander. I'm guessing something along the lines of, you know, this guy can really run and he might steal second base on us, but let's not be too worried about that. We've got a 5-0 lead. You've got 2 outs here in the 6th. Let's just worry about the guy in the batter's box.
Jason Jennings, the former Astros, warming up in the bullpen as Maddox went out. That's the 5th bunt hit of the season for Michael Bourne. And Kazuo Matsui, he's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right and a strikeout. 68 pitches for Holland. Lance Berkman on deck. Strike 1. Bourne stole second back in the 4th inning, and he was stranded there. He's the only Astro to reach second base tonight. Holland was called for a walk. First time he used that kickoff move this year in the major leagues.
Bob Davidson probably had to call.
Strike to Matsui, and quickly it's 0-2. Boy, Halladay is pitching tonight for the Blue Jays in Atlanta. It's 0-0 in the middle of the 7th inning. Gunshin Kawakami pitching for the Braves. Minor league game there. That traditional Toronto-Atlanta rivalry. Bouncer up the middle and underneath Kinsler's glove into center field for a hit for Matsui. He's 1 for 3. 2-out rally will get Berkman to the plate.
Yeah, interesting to see how Ron Washington plays it here. I suspect he'll stay with Holland. He's throwing so well. You'd prefer to have Berkman from the right side than the left. Well, when you're down 5 at this stage of the ball game, this is what it's all about. Get a little traffic and hope somebody can knock one in the seats and get right back in the game.
Berkman could be that guy. He's a .320 career hitter against the Rangers with 9 homers. Tonight 0 for 2. Strike to Lance. Here's Lee on deck. Lance was asserting that he definitely did touch home plate last night. In the 5th inning, when he was called out by Delphine Colon, he said, safe or out either way. I can accept that, but not when the umpire says you never got there. Start to the Makia blocking it out in front, and it's 1-1. Boy, just talking about that Teixeira trade as we were earlier. Mike Maddox watching the excellent work of Holland, but the battery mate, Salt Lamakia, came in that deal for the Braves. Shortstop, Andrews. Lefty pitcher, Matt Harrison. That's a tremendous looking trade for the Rangers right now. 2-1.
Well, and that's the whole key when you're looking to unload a potential free agent who's making a lot of money and you decide to part ways, a star level player. You just have to make sure you get good enough prospects in return to get some payback.
And Feliz is also in that trade too, so that's a tremendous intake of a lot of young talent. 3 balls, 1 strike. Michael Bourne at second. He reached on a bunt single. Matsui singled up the middle. He's at first. First time the Astros have had more than 1 base runner in an inning so far.
All right. Well, out the driver here, Lance. Go for the green.
To left field. He's gone for it, and he's way up there. 3-run homer for Lance Buckman, and it's 5-3. Sat on a bench, and he smoked it for number 9 of the season.
Now we got a ball game.
75 runs batted in.
That was the Rangers in that 2-run 3rd inning, strung together 2-out hits. The Astros here with 2 outs, nobody on, get bunt single. A ground ball up the middle, and then a hanging changeup on 3-1, and Berkman gets every bit of it.
Home run number 297 of his career. That puts some life into Minute Maid Park with the 3-run jack by Berkman. And forces a pitching change. Derek Holland on his way out. Jason Jennings has been warming up with the score. Rangers 5, Astros 3. We look at Berkman's swing on home run number 9. On Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, by Nissan, by Kawasaki, by Sam Houston Race Park, and by Whataburger. Former Astro Jason Jennings in the game. 5-3 Rangers. Carlos Lee, the former Ranger, at the plate. He's 1 for 2, and there's strike 1. Jennings has been in the bullpen this season with good results. Derek Holland went 5 2/3, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all driven in by Berkman, but no walks and 4 strikeouts. He's in line for his first win as a starter. Here's the home run swing.
Came with the changeup 3-1, and might have been able to get away with it had he thrown it in a good spot, but he hung it.
Breaking pitch. Gets Lee to swing and miss for a 1-2 count.
Jason really struggling in 2007 as an Astro. Had surgery last year, about this time last year. An elbow issue, flexor tendon, had surgery. He's come back to pitch well. Made 12 games out of the pen for the Rangers this year. 2.89 ERA.
A lot of breaking stuff from Jason this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's the Rockies' all-time leader in wins, innings pitched, and starts. Left there in a trade. It's a Willie Taveras deal with Jason Hirsch and Taylor Buchholz going to the Rockies. And then Hirsch 2-9 with a 6.45 ERA for Houston in 07. Breaking pitch 3-2.
Get that elbow surgery, realign all those bone chips, and all of a sudden you're throwing sliders again.
Yeah. Well, that was a surgery last year for the right flexor tendon. And last year he was 0-5 for Texas with an 8.56 ERA. Signed a AAA contract and went to camp as a non-roster pitcher. It's worked out pretty well for the Rangers bullpen with Jennings in it. Fly ball, shallow center field. Kinsler gives way. Andrus with the catch. And the Astros come up with 3 runs on 3 hits. After 6, it's 5-3 Rangers. The AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
And I'm sure everyone has heard and is aware by now of the 4-alarm fire last night at Gallery Furniture. We requested and asked Jim McIngvale to come in, join us tonight. Jim, 24 hours removed from the events of last night. How are you? How is your staff? And can you give us an update on the status of Gallery Furniture?
Well, we've got the world's greatest employees, world's greatest customers, so we're doing fine. You know, we can lose material things. We can always make that money back. But the main thing is that everybody came out of the fire safe, and the firemen did a great job of putting it out. And now we're going to rebuild the store just like we've been doing the last 28 years by taking care of our great customers.
You know, and I found it very endearing and touching last night as this was all unfolding. You're out there with your staff. I know you look at them as family. You're praying together. Really, how important was that for you at that time to be there for them?
Well, I think that's what I do. You know, I'm there with them all the time, and we prayed the Our Father together, and we sang God Bless America. That's who we are. That's what we do, and we're people of faith, and we'll know we'll get through this.
You know, as much as you've given back to the community, to the sports world, to all the people out there, what kind of response are you getting from the public? I know the mayor showed up out there for you yesterday. What kind of response are you getting?
Well, overwhelming. You know, there's lots of letters were dropped by today. Lots of customers came in and bought because they wanted to help us out. And, you know, the community's always been great to us, and so we're just thrilled to be Houstonians, thrilled to be Texans, and we're glad that we got a chance to rebuild a great furniture store.
So you said customers came out today. Your doors are open?
Well, we're open at the Post Oak location, 2411 Post Oak, corner of West Town and Post Oak, and lots of customers out there even now buying furniture. I just got through doing a speech at Westbury Christian School for the high school graduation. So, you know, life goes on. We had a terrible setback yesterday, but it's like losing a ball game. You got to get ready for the next one.
Well, and you and your wife, Linda, I know that the story was in the paper of how you two started it from scratch with just a few couches out there in the parking lot. You would sleep there. So obviously you know what it takes to build it from the ground up, and you're prepared to do that again.
That's right. We got a new warehouse today, and we thank the folks at Amity Bank for getting us a great deal on that. And Linda's down at that warehouse right now, unloading about 20 truckloads into that warehouse just like a whole time. So you don't forget how to work. You don't forget how to please customers. You don't forget how to give back to the community. That's just what we do.
Well, we appreciate you coming out here and talking with us. I know all of us at Fox Sports Houston, the Houston Astros, and the entire city of Houston have all the faith in the world that you will bring back gallery furniture bigger and better than ever.
We'll bring it back bigger than ever, and go Astros.
All right, thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Patty. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Russ Ortiz in the game now. He's pitcher number 3 for the Astros. Michael Young hit the 1-0 pitch, a single to right field. Now it's 1-2 to Josh Hamilton. Wesley Wright in 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits and a run. Those are the numbers for Ortiz this year.
Well, 3-run bottom of the 6th. The Astros right back in this thing. So Russ charged with shutting down this Ranger offense. Won't be easy. He's right in the fat part of the order. This will help.
Slowly hit. Matsui quick flip. Tejada had no chance to get 2, so they take the 4-6 play for out number 1 on Young.
Yeah, slowly hit ground ball with Hamilton going down the line would have been a very difficult double play, and a heads-up play there by Matsui, making sure he maintained contact with the bag with this a little bit of an errant flip from Caswell. If you cheat on this one and to try to be quick to get the double play, you might not get that call. You know, umpires will let you cheat a little bit at second base. They'll phantom play if it's an accurate throw, but if you leave the bag to get an errant throw, they're more likely to call the base runner safe there.
Runner at first, 1 out. Andrew Jones, the batter. He has an RBI single in 3 trips. 10 hits for the Rangers, 5 for the Astros. No errors tonight. And there's ball 1. Cecil Cooper was ejected last night. Then Ed Romero took over. And they used a total of 7 pitchers in the game in the 4-3 Milwaukee win. Russ Ortiz was the only Houston reliever who did not pitch last night. Away and out of play, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The paid attendance tonight is 36,017. Good Friday night crowd with fireworks coming after the game. They get the Lone Star Series caps tonight. Ortiz last pitched on Tuesday against Milwaukee in relief, took the loss. Popped up this time within play for Berkman in foul ground. 2 down. There's Nelson Cruz next. Phillies beat the Yankees 7-3. Phillies go to 23-17, and Jimmy Rollins hit the first pitch of the night from A.J. Burnett for a home run at Yankee Stadium. Brett Myers, the winner, goes to 4-2. Rollins hit his 3rd. Raul Ibanez chimed in again. That's number 16 for him.
Wow. He's on the one-a-day plan here.
Really is. Worth hit number 8, and Carlos Ruiz number 1 as Burnett took the loss.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see in Philadelphia in Yankee Stadium this weekend how many home runs are hit in that weekend series.
Oh, yeah.
The ball's been flying out of there, and the Phillies. And a lot of thumpers. Obviously, the Yankees do too.
There were 7 hit tonight total in that game. 2-0. Mark Teixeira hit number 12. Derek Jeter his 6th, and A-Rod number 6. He's had a flurry of home runs since he came back from his injury.
He's not hitting much for average, but Hit a bunch of home runs.
Yes, he is. 2-0 to Cruz. Ortiz missing, goes to a 3-0 count. Detroit knocked off Colorado 4-3 in Detroit. Youngster Rick Porcello going to 5-3 with that win, beating Ubaldo Jimenez. He's 3-5. Joel Zumaya got his first save. Brandon Edge hit number 12 for the Tigers. Seth Smith number 4 for the Rocks.
You know, Brandon Edge, 2 years ago, he wasn't supposed to be a Tiger anymore.
Yeah.
He's done his hit.
Tried to make him a catcher. He's back at third base, having a big time year. Detroit coming off that sweep at home of the Rangers. There's a walk to Cruz. Runners at first and second now for Murphy with 2 outs. Murphy singled and scored on the 2-run homer by Sal Talamacchia in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. Rangers, an explosive team, of course, forced in this National League Park this weekend to do without the DH. Their DHs have combined for 12 homers and 26 runs batted in 156 at-bats this year. Strike to Murphy.
Jason Jennings is in the game now as the pitcher, and he can flat out swing it. So they don't lose much with Jason Jennings pitching.
Good point. Murphy looks it over, and it's 1-1 from Russ Ortiz, who had been in the rotation, made 3 starts in a row, then a relief appearance, then back to a start. Now this is his 3rd relief appearance, so he's been a yo-yo between the rotation and the bullpen. Strike, and it's 1-2. Baltimore just got 2 in the top of the 12th at Washington and leads 4-2 now. Ryan Zimmerman is at his 11th for the Nationals. 1-2 with 2 on and 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Quintero doing the splits on that one. This is his 5th start of the year. Astros relievers have piled up appearances. This is game number 40 of the season. Chris Sampson leads the club with 20 appearances. LaTroy Hawkins has 19. Wesley Wright just made his 18th. It's a lot of work. Strike 3. Murphy caught looking in the 7th for the Rangers. No runs, a hit, 2 men stranded. 7th inning stretch finds the Rangers in front, 5-3. in-game box score, showing you a couple of hits from Michael Bourne. Matsui has one. Berkman the big one, the 3-run homer. The Astros have been out hit 10-5 in the game. Feldman and Moeller tomorrow at 3:05.
Yeah, if you ask someone to describe Jason Jennings as a pitcher, they would say, well, he's a sinker slider guy. Tonight, he's a slider guy. One slider after another.
He's piled up the innings when he was a Rocky. 16 in 2002, was Rookie of the Year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and obviously those innings took a toll on him. He had a 201 inning season in 04 and worked 212 frames in 06. Jason, 30 years old now. He's from Dallas. Went to Baylor. Upstairs, and now it's a full count. Trying to get Hunter to chase something just out of the zone, but Hunter has now worked the count to 3-2.
Now, he had the element of surprise on his hands there as he came with the fastball after all those sliders. He missed the strike zone. Probably come back with the slider here.
Popped up. Catcher Saltalamacchia gives away. Andrew Jones comes over. 1 out.
Yeah, you could anticipate Andrew maybe having some problems at first base, but you wouldn't with the ball in the air. I mean, all those gold gloves as a center fielder. Well, I think one of the toughest challenges is just to know what is your territory. What am I supposed to catch? What do we know?
Yeah.
But usually when an outfielder moves to the infield, it's roaming too far.
Yeah.
Those stories about Frank Robinson when he moved from the outfield to the infield in Baltimore, he'd be bumping into Brooks Robinson over by third base, catching a pop-up.
Strike to Tejada. He's 0 for 2. Rangers last year was 79 and 83. They finished 21 games out of first in the AL West. And they had a bad defensive team. Cost them 27 runs. Line shot to the gap in left center field. That will go all the way to the wall. Tejada headed for second base. Josh Hamilton throws it in. Double for Tejada and a 6-game hitting streak. That's his 14th 2-base hit. Now the potential tying run comes to the plate in Jeff Keppinger.
In the outfield.
Can't tell.
Fan dropped the glove or something.
Yeah. Well, Miggy gets the extra base hit, only the second of the night for the Astros. And Keppinger will try to work with that. He's 0 for 2. With the ball pretty well to left field. It was caught just in front of the wall on Murphy in the 5th inning. In the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, one of the better swings the Astros had against young Derek Holland, a line drive that Keppinger hit to left.
John DeWan's stat of the week was about the Rangers' defense last year, ranking them 27th out of 30 in the majors, and dramatically improved this year. Number 1 in saving runs so far. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What's his criteria or his formula?
They have a plus-minus ranking for each player based on the average number of runs permitted by the player at their position, something like that. C.J. Wilson's warming up, a lefty. And it's 2-1, and according to John DeWan, John Daniels, the Rangers general manager, went to work on that. And they signed Omar Vizquel, brought in Andrew Jones. Excellent defensive players, and of course Andrews, very good at shortstop. Davis has played well at first base. 3 balls and a strike, so it's all fit together to improve the pitching staff. And according to him, with Michael Young, that's cost the Rangers 24 runs at shortstop over the last 3 seasons. But he won a Gold Glove last year. count the ball 4. Keppinger works the walk. 2 on for Quintero now, or a pinch hitter. Let's see. He's coming back, and it's Jeff Blum coming out.
Let's see if Ron Washington counters this move. And with the lefty Wilson, prefer to have Blum from the right side. You might want to save Wilson. Maddox is going to go out and have a chat. And Jennings with that sinker ball. The guy can get a ground ball off the left-handed batter. And that will become the double play ball the Rangers would love to get. Like Maddox out there having a chat. Trying to put it all together with their approach to Jeff Blum here. Major League Baseball and People Magazine are looking for individuals who have made a difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game in St. Louis. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com.
Blum is 3 for 9 in his career against Jennings. Jennings stays in to face him. And Blum comes to the plate with a .261 average, no homers, 12 runs batted in. He's had 115 at-bats this year. 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
And it's the situation here. We come off the bench with Jeff Blum, a veteran hitter, knows the game, he's a smart guy. So he's got to be trying to think along with Jennings. Well, he likes it. He's going to be trying to get that ground ball, double play to get out of this inning. And what does that mean? Well, it means sinker away. Start him with a slider. I suspect he's going to take a couple shots down and away, try to get Jeff to roll over on a sinker. At least the Jason Jennings we saw in Colorado and then in Houston, that was his best weapon against a lefty hitter. You know, at that time, that was it right there. And up on the board is a changeup.
0-2.
Watch the action on this pitch.
Russ Ortiz on deck. Takes it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeff. He had 2 hits last night and drew a walk as well. Also lined out to left field. Cold. Diving Kinsler can't stop it. A hit to right field. Tejada coming home. Throw to the plate from Cruz. And the tag. Safe. It's 5-4. And Keppinger went first to third on the pinch RBI single by Blum. It's only the 4th RBI by an Astros pinch hitter this year.
He kept going back to that slider. I'm a little bit surprised by him by that much as Kinsler leaves his feet. That ball squirts through. Here comes Tejada in the back door. Off to Lamacchia. Just a little late. Just a slide or 2 ahead of that throw.
Now the longtime former Ranger Budge Rodriguez will come out to pinch hit for Russ Ortiz. And what a moment this would be if he can get the Astros back to even or into the lead. 1 out, double play situation with first and third as Budge pinch hits for Russ Ortiz. Ortiz in 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, had 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Rodriguez .279 in his career as a pinch hitter with 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Budge was 2 for 4 in last night's game. Strike 1 on the Jennings breaking ball. Before the hit by Blum, Astros pinch hitters were 7 for 55 with 3 runs batted in. Blum coming through to tighten it to a 1-run lead. That's strike 2. The Rangers' all-time franchise leader in hits and doubles, Budge Rodriguez. Played for them 91 through 2002, coming up at age 20.
strike breaking ball. And he's had real good action on that slider tonight. This one, he tries to overthrow it. He spins it up there.
And now it's Michael Bourne. Will it be C.J. Wilson? Looks like it will. Bud will stay in to catch and bat in the 9 spot, while Ron Washington is out in the lineup card. It's 5-4 Texas. It'll be a double switch. More in a moment.
Challenge. You can do it at Astros.com. Log on and pick the top moment in Minute Maid Park history.
28-year-old lefty C.J. Wilson comes out of the Rangers bullpen. Last year he was 10th in the American League in saves. Chris Davis enters in the double switch at first base. He's batting 9th. Wilson goes into Andrew Jones' number 4 spot in the order. He's 2-2 with a 3.86 ERA. Now Frank Francisco is the closer. Last year it was Wilson who was 24 of 28 in saves.
Wilson picked up a couple of saves while Francisco was on the disabled list. He picked those up in his last 2 appearances. Control can be wobbly. He's walked 9 and 16 in the 3rd, so make sure you get a strike. Don't do him any favors. Left-handed batters hitting .222 against C.J. Wilson. It speaks to Michael Bourne's improvement that he's getting this at bat here.
Yep. Lefty against lefty. Bourne is 2 for 3. Both infield hits. And strike 1 for Wilson. Wilson from Newport Beach, California, a 5th-round pick of the Rangers in 01. Went to Loyola Marymount. He had bone spur elbow surgery in August last year. Bounced and Davis dives. That one slipped through to tie the ball game. Michael Bourne makes it a 5-5 game with a bouncer into right field, scoring Keppinger. And Bourne, who's hit so well with runners in scoring position, over 400 this season, comes through again.
Well, you just make a little contact and good things happen. He didn't hit this one very well at all. Got on top of it. Davis holding the base runner. He's able to squirt it through. Last night the Astros victimized a couple close plays. A little blooper off the end of the bat of Prince Fielder. Then Corey Hart just inside the right field line with the go-ahead double. The Astros now squirting a couple hits through that hole on the right side. Tie the ball game. Nice comeback.
Bourne 3 for 4. That's his 11th run batted in of the year. Now it's Matsui. He's 1 for 3. Bouncer to the left side. Andrus throws to first base with a stretch by Davis, and they get it. Spectacular play by Andrus and Davis to nip Matsui. And in the 7th inning, the Astros come up with 2 runs to tie it on 3 hits. They leave 2. It's 5-5.
Charlotte, North Carolina, where Casey Kane will try to defend his title against a full field of stock cars, best drivers. Coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 from Charlotte begins Sunday at 4 in high def on Fox.
There you go. Jeff Keppinger has moved from 3rd base to 2nd base. Kazuo Matsui coming out of the game after a 1-for-4 ball game. Jeff Blum, who pinch hit, drove in a run, will stay in to play 3rd base. Bud Rodriguez is doing the catching now. It's Chris Sampson doing the pitching here in the 8th inning. He's in the number 2 spot in the lineup. Coming in with a score tied 5-5 with a 2-0 record at 2.08 ERA.
You mentioned earlier Chris having a very busy season, on for the 21st time, 3rd day in a row, working the last 2 games of the Brewers series. He's among the top 10 or 15 in the National League in terms of appearances. Nico Calero, I believe I saw, leading the league with 25 trips to the bumps.
Saltalamacchia leads it off in a tie game in the 8th, 5-5. Battle for the Silver Boot Series. They strike 1 on a breaking pitch. Saltalamacchia with the 2-run homer in the 6th. That made it 5-0. Now the Astros have come all the way back with 3 in the bottom of the 6th and 2 in the 7th. Breaking ball works for strike 2.
Well, when these 2 old rivals get together, you can throw out the record books because they just hate each other. Well, it's an entertaining game. Good tight breaking ball there. Saltalamacchia hit that home run off Wesley right on the very first pitch he saw. Just comes with a couple breaking balls to get the jump on him.
Another sharp one in the dirt makes it 1-2 with Pudge doing the catching now. Cecil Cooper pulled out all the stops with those managerial moves, pinch hitting Blum and Rodriguez, and now makes those adjustments defensively with Keppinger moving over to 2nd. Russ Ortiz in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs with a walk and a strikeout. No decisions for Paulino and Holland tonight. In-time call by Saltalamacchia. Chris Davis is in the 9 spot in the order for the Rangers, so he'll be coming up 3rd here in the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss. Foul tip actually keeps him alive.
Wow, he dropped it. They're going to call it a catch.
Oh, they are. Apparently they ruled that he was reaching into his mitt after making the catch. Let's see it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Jim Wolf said, yeah, it's a catch. He was reaching in to pluck it out, throw it around the horn. And that's a strikeout for out number 1.
Good enough for me.
For the mock hit. Accepted the call. Elvis Andrus 3 for 3 with a homer and bunts this time, but misses. Strike 1. With his speed, you can understand why he'd think about a bunt in a tie game in the 8th inning. And he's always talking and learning the game with Omar Vizquel and the older teammates. This 20-year-old from Venezuela. He's trying to soak up everything he can. Up the right field line and out of play. Coming into tonight, the Rangers had a record of 16-1 when they had the lead after 6 innings. They've had a good bullpen. Stretching play, and the popcorn goes flying.
Pretty creative trying to use the popcorn to make a play.
Tejada low throw, and Berkman is there, down on a knee. 2 outs.
I think he's had some problems throwing lately.
Yes.
He's a little out of rhythm with his footwork.
He rushed this play to Hopper. Interesting the way Berkman just lowered that target, going down on a knee. Brought his eyes down more to the level of the throw and made the play easily on a 1-hopper. Chris Davis has had a powerful year, but he's hitting .212. He has 10 homers and 21 runs batted in, but Davis has struck out a lot. He's been kind of an all or nothing performer with 61 strikeouts and 137 at bats. And that's one reason he was not in the starting lineup tonight.
A big loop in that swing.
1 ball, 1 strike, but Davis has really been solid with the glove at first base this year. As you saw on that stretch on the excellent play by Andrus. Davis just 23 years old. He's from Longview, Texas. He taps that one. Pudge taking his time. Throws him out. 1-2-3-8 for Chris Sampson. 5-5 ball game. Of the year, that made it 5-3 Rangers, and 2 more runners crossed home plate in the 7th inning, and now it's tied 5-5. Bottom of the 8th inning, Lance Berkman versus lefty C.J. Wilson. Picked on a 3-1 pitch from Derek Holland for that home run. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Fouls that one away, strike one. Lance has had just 42 at-bats to the right-handed batter so far this season, and 3 home runs. White Sox shut out the Pirates at U.S. Cellular 2-0. No balls, 2 strikes. Gavin Floyd gave up just 2 hits over 8 innings. Alexi Ramirez homered. Closer was Zach Duke. He's now 5 and 4. Floyd goes to 3 and 4. Bobby Jenks got his 10th save. Strike 3 call. And Wolf hears it from Lance Berkman. Out number 1 in the 8th.
And Lance, I think, thought that ball was a little bit in, but Wilson did a real nice job mixing his pitches. Throwing a breaking ball, a good heater. Rewarded for hitting his target. Might have been a little bit in, close to maybe being a little bit low, but pretty darn good pitch.
Carlos Lee is 1 for 3. That's your third. Wow, Michael Young is almost straddling the line. He was playing so far over to prevent an extra base hit, so Lee will take the single, and he's 2 for 4.
On last night's game, Carlos lost a hit late because they were guarding the line. Might have been a double down the line. And this time, Young guarding the line, and Carlos able to squirt it through the hole between third and short.
Yeah, a long way to go.
And, you know, I wonder if that's due to his lack of experience at third base when they have him guarding the line, and they feel like he doesn't move that well to his right. They have him even closer than normal. Because you see third baseman guard the line, but not many like that.
He's camped over there in the corner. Hunter Pence, the batter now. He's 0 for 3. Strike for Wilson.
All right, took a shot. There had his mind made up that he's going to take a big hack. Not a bad idea to do it. 0-0. Still got 2 strikes to play with.
Wilson is well rested. This is his first outing since last Saturday against the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got his 2nd save of the year with a hitless inning in that last outing. 1-1 to Hunter. One ball, 2 strikes. Francisco, the closer, just came back from the disabled list. Guardado, the other lefty in the bullpen, along with Wilson, has tons of experience. Guardado is 38. Line shot left field. A hit for Hunter Pence. Carlos Lee to second, 2 on, 1 out for Tejada. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for both clubs.
Let me show you this at bat, pitch by pitch. On the first offering, Hunter has just decided he's going to let him fly, and he went after that ball. And then the fastball in, a good changeup, and a fastball that caught probably too much of the plate for C.J. Wilson's liking, and that's that pitch by pitch coming at you at 78 RPM. We do not fool around here with pitch by pitch.
Ron Washington will make a move to the bullpen here. He'll be bringing in pitcher number 4 of the night in a game tied at 5 in the 8th inning. 2 on, 1 out, back in the home.
Hey folks, it's 5-5. Astros threatening here in the bottom of the 8th. Follow the Astros on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com At Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com or iPhone. Well, you can find Astros.com on your iPhone or your iPod Touch. And don't forget, MLB All-Star voting has begun. I don't have an iPod Touch.
No? We have a pinch runner at second base for Carlos Lee. Darren O'Day is in the game to do the pitching for the Rangers. Jason Michaels is the pinch runner at second base for Lee, representing the potential go-ahead run. O'Day has been very good at getting double play balls. In 11 games, he's 1-0 with an ERA of 2, 9 innings, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Miguel Tejada has a double in 3 trips. Temperature on deck. Strike 1 for Darren O'Day. And that arm angle, very tough on right-handed hitters. Tejada hopes to spoil what O'Day has done against a lot of right-handed batters. He's looking for that double play ball here. O'Day was a waiver claim from the Mets in late April. Bouncer in the hole. Andrus backhanding, goes to second for 1. Kinsler the first. That is quite a double play. The Texas Rangers have just turned with 2 major arms in Andrus and Kinsler. No runs, 2 hits, a man stranded. After 8, it's 5-5. A delicious game here for the fans at Minute Maid Park. Jason Michaels stays in the game in left field after pinch running for Carlos Lee, who was due for 4. And now it's Chris Sampson getting set for the 9th inning. Top of the order due up for the Rangers. Kinsler, Young, and Hamilton. What a spectacular double play. Just turned by Andrus and Kinsler.
Well, we were told by some Ranger folks that Andrus would make a play or 2 that would make you go, wow, this weekend. He's made 2 tonight. Dave Barnett, as a matter of fact, the guy I was talking to.
Okay. Ian Kinsler 0 for 4 in this game. He hit for the cycle against Baltimore this year with a 6-hit game. Round a bunt, and it's fouled. Kinsler, if he does bunt his way on, a threat to steal. He's 10 for 11 in stolen bases. Rangers as a team have an excellent percentage in steals, 34 for 39 this year. Michael Young on deck, and Young has 3 hits and a walk tonight. Jeff Blum not far from the bag at third. Kinsler checked the swing. 1-1 to count.
Blummer tight to the line at third. Lance as well guarding the line, and Jason Michaels very deep in the left.
Goes to 1-2 in the count. Kessler, a 17th round draft choice in 03 from Tucson. He went to Arizona State and the University of Missouri. Hit .319 last season. 18 homers, and he drove in 71 runs. He stole 26 bases and 28 tries last year.
Nice pitch.
Yes, it was. He brought it back in over the corner for out number 1. The second strikeout.
It's a little Bob Ross right there, painting the corner.
Bob Ross.
Just going to put a little fastball on the corner right there. And maybe we'll just put a little rock over here by a stream.
Michael Young moves back for ball 1. With all 3 of his hits, he's taken it to right field tonight. First one actually to right center, and he has a walk. Lays off there, and the appeal goes to first. Check swing call made by Brian O'Nora. It's 2-0 on Young. The Astros will have Keppinger, Blum, and Rodriguez due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. The line is short. 2 outs. The line drive machine.
Yeah, and this time on 2-0. He's looking to do a little damage, so looking for something he could pull, and Chris made the pitch out away from him. He hit it hard, but wasn't able to get much lift on it. Yeah, it's just a tough out.
Josh Hamilton's 1 for 4. Jason Jennings in 1 inning allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Strike 1 to Hamilton. C.J. Wilson 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. O'Day get the big double play ball to win the 8th. One and one. Pitcher spot is due up next. And it's Hank Blaylock swinging a bat in the on-deck circle. Two balls, 1 strike. Ben Sampson's second inning of work tonight. Roman Madrigal and Frank Francisco are warming up in the Rangers' pen. The battle for Florida, the Rays crushed the Marlins 15-2 at Landshark Stadium. Drive to left field. Jason Michaels at the base of the wall. Hauls it in. 6 straight outs for Chris Sampson. Bottom of the 9th coming. Rangers 5, Astros 5. By Bush. Very enjoyable ball game tonight here in downtown Houston. It's 5-5. Each club with 10 hits, no errors. The Rangers have stranded 7. The Astros have left 4. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Darren O'Day got an important double play ball on Tejada to end the 8th. He starts the ninth with Jeff Keppinger to lead it off. Keppinger 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Jeff Blum on deck. Pudge Rodriguez due up third. Michael Young very close to third base as Keppinger bats. And that's strike one call. O'Day got his first major league save in that last outing. And that was against the Angels last weekend. Now Young backing up, still very close to the line.
O'Day, literally the player to be named later when acquired by the Rangers. A waiver claim from the Mets, and he was joining the Rangers in Toronto. He flew from somewhere in Florida to Memphis, landed at 9:45 at night in Toronto, was going to head to the hotel, and the traveling secretary was texting and said, "No, we might need you at the ballpark."
Here's the one hopper, and there's out number one.
Showed up, ended up giving up the game-winning hit in the 11th inning. They didn't have a uniform for him, so he wore a Jason Gabbard's uniform in the game in Toronto.
Well, they said he came out of the bullpen and he was introducing himself at the mound to his manager and his infielders.
It's a crazy day.
And then he faced Kevin Millar, and Millar got the game-winning hit off him. Millar said, "I didn't know what was going on out there." He said, "I thought Gabbard was supposed to be a left-hander, but this guy wasn't a left-hander."
Apparently there's no rules that say you have to wear the right uniform.
Jeff Blum came up with a pinch RBI single in the 7th. Made it 5-4. Now he looks at strike one. Good pitch there for O'Day.
Known that, I would have borrowed Nolan's uniform. Wandered around talking to the fans.
Well, now apparently the Rangers are carrying around some of those uniforms with numbers but no names, just in case it happens again. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike for Darren O'Day, 26 years old, from Jacksonville, Florida, and the University of Florida. Pitched 30 times for the Angels last year. 1-2 to Jeff Blum with Pudge on deck.
Big aggressive hack there, trying to get that low ball airborne. Tough to lift that thing though. That ball starts at the knees and dives down around the ankles. Nolan and Ruth. And Chris Sanders settling in behind. No yawning, please. 5-5 game in the 9th, sir.
Yeah. Line drive right field. Cruz there for the catch. 2 outs. The time
O'Day elevated it, Plummer put a good swing on it, just didn't quite do enough.
Now Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge struck out as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Darren Erstad still available on the Astros bench. Michael Bourne's on deck. A strike one to Pudge. Pitcher Chris Sampson in the number 2 spot in the lineup. Astros have a right-hander working right now in the bullpen. Up to Troy Hawkins.
Yeah, it's got to be LaCroix at this stage.
Slider 0-2. O'Day's given up his 2 earned runs in his first 9 innings with the Rangers. Well, after the game, it's Astros Live. Highlights and analysis with Kevin Eschenfelder and Steve Sparks. Cecil Cooper's post-game. And the final score with Greg Wolf, as well as post-game fireworks coming your way from Minute Maid Park tonight. A 5-5 game in the 9th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Pudge Rodriguez batting. It's 1-2 to Pudge. He's a .301 career hitter with 300 homers.
Everything away so far. They struck Pudge out last time. Sliders away. They've been working him off the plate with that breaking ball again in this at bat.
Bouncer back to O'Day. He got 2 of those in that inning. And extra innings are in store for these fans tonight. Rangers.
And it's 5-5, Astros and Rangers. Tomorrow on Fox Saturday Baseball, these two clubs will get after it. Again, it's the battle for the Silver Boot. Astros Rangers comes your way on Fox tomorrow at 3.
LaTroy Hawkins will be pitcher number 5 of the night for the Astros. 5-5 game. Each club with 10 hits, no errors. Beginning the 10th inning, the Rangers are 2-2 in extra inning games. The Astros are 1-1. They are dead even tonight as well. Rangers had a 5-0 lead through 6.5. Hawkins comes in with a 1-1 record, 5 saves in 7 opportunities, and a 2.55 ERA.
Yeah, scoreless inning for Russ Ortiz, and then Chris Sampson came in and tossed 2 scoreless innings. No hits, no walks, no runs, a couple of punch outs. Now it's LaTroy for an inning, hopefully, maybe 2. First things first. He's got to get a pretty dangerous hitter here. Blaylock.
Blaylock pinch hitting for Darren O'Day, who worked an inning and 2/3 with no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Blaylock takes it, and it's ball 1 just outside. Blaylock, a .237 hitter, has had 139 at bats. He has 10 homers, 24 runs batted in. Walked only 5 times and struck out 27. Strike. 1-1 to Blaylock. Blaylock does not have a pinch hit at bat. Texas and Houston beginning the 10th inning. Game 1 of their 6 games in interleague play. The battle for the Silver Boot. Happy to have you with us tonight. Bill Brown and Jim Shays along with you in this 5-5 battle. Blaylock comes up dry, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's really been fun to watch these two teams over the years as they have home and home series against each other. The Rangers have had the upper hand recently. They've won 4 of the last 5 Silver Boots, 5 of 8 overall since they started this competition. The Astros have won more games, 25-23, in a closely contested series. If it's tied 3 games apiece at the end of the 6th, it goes to run differential to decide who wins the Silver Boot. And last year that was the case. Each club won 3 games, with the Rangers outscored the Astros 34-28.
I can see the manager trying to justify stealing bases in a 12-1 game in the 8th or 9th inning because he wants to win the boot.
Struck him out. 1 out in the 10th for LaTroy Hawkins. That's strikeout number 7 for Astros pitching.
Hawk looking sharp coming out of that pen. Excellent command of the fastball. Showed a dandy changeup to Blaylock. That's 1 down. Now it's Cruz, 0 for 2 with a couple of walks.
For the Astros, it's Bourne, the pitcher spot, and Berkman due up in the bottom of the 10th.
That's right, too. I wasn't even thinking about that. That might negate a second inning of work from Troy Hawkins.
Very well could, unless they want him to bunt if Bourne reaches, something like that. This bullpen has really been in for a lot of appearances this year. Fly ball driven to right center field. Hunter Pence backing, going out of room, and that is a solo shot to right field by Cruz to give the Rangers a 6-5 lead here in the 10th inning. That's number 9 for Cruz. 26 runs batted in.
And that's his game. He's got outstanding off-field power. Fastball, and it just runs back to the middle of the plate. He's looking the other way, just pulls those hands in and drives it to right field.
Third home run of the night for the Rangers. Murphy takes strike one. Murphy's 1 for 4. Andrews hit number 3. Saltalamacchia his 4th, and now Cruz number 9. It's a 1-1 count. Astros relievers 7 and 8 with a 5.10 ERA. They held the Rangers at bay in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Frank Francisco will have an opportunity for a save, it would appear. Bounce to first base, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rangers bullpen has pitched the fewest innings in the American League, while the Astros bullpen really working very hard, and several of these Rangers relievers coming in tonight have had 4 and 5 days of rest since their last appearances. Hawkins had a few days off because of a hip injury last Saturday in Chicago, and then came in last night for 1 hitless frame. Said he felt good.
There's something that probably hasn't been heard surrounding Texas Ranger baseball in a long time. The relievers are too well rested. They're not getting enough work. The starting pitchers have really stepped up. Nolan Ryan has really made it a point of emphasis to try to ask more out of the starting pitchers. Leaned on Kevin Millwood at the end of last year to come into camp this year in tip-top shape and really lead by example, and he has. The idea is that they threw a lot of live BP in spring training. Their minor league pitchers are doing it. They're throwing live BP between starts. They're asking more of their starters in the minor leagues, not being so concerned with the pitch counts, and it's paying off here at the big league level.
0-1 to Saltalamacchia. He hit the 2-run homer in the 6th. He's 1 for 4. Kevin Millwood has 2 complete games of his 9 starts, and he's piled up 66 in the 3rd innings already to lead the Rangers staff. Staff that has 4 complete games. Matt Harrison has the other 2. 1-1. So over the long hot summer in Arlington, that could really pay off. Andrews on deck. Cincinnati beat Cleveland 3-1. Bronson Arroyo the winner, and Laffey lost it. 2 balls and a strike. Save went to Francisco Cordero, his 11th. The Astros will be in Cincinnati. They have a day game on Memorial Day Monday. That's the opener of a 3-game series, and on to Pittsburgh after that on the next road trip. Minnesota bashed Milwaukee 11-3. Kevin Slowey beating Manny Parra. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mets down Boston 5-3. A win for Johan Santana. He's 6-2. Daisuke Matsuzaka, just back from the disabled list, was the loser. K-Rod got save number 12, and Gary Sheffield with his 3rd homer. Foul. Still 2-2 to Saltalamacchia. Home run allowed by Hawkins was only his second given up so far this season in just over 18 innings. On Washington's club trying to snap a 3-game losing streak tonight. Breaking pitch in the dirt, and he checked his swing. Otherwise he might have reached base.
Yeah.
Like he would have, but he wasn't running. Didn't want the strikeout either, so now he has a 3-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, it's hard to argue as a hitter. Yes, I did go. But once you see the ball kick away like that, and he looked like he was starting to run, and then he looked down and the appeal had been asked for, and already said no swing.
Yeah, that would be a weird argument. Yeah, really, I struck out. St. Louis shut out Kansas City 5-0. Todd Wellemeyer beating Kyle Davies. Now back and still 3-2. And Tyler Green hit his second home run. We've had some really pretty evenings here this week. It's gotten gradually a few degrees warmer from the beginning of the week to the end. 3-2 count to Saltalamacchia. That's all four. Andrews coming up. That's the fourth walk for Astros pitching tonight.
That's the longest name in Major League Baseball history.
Got him. Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Andrews with 2 infield hits, a homer, a steal, 2 runs scored. A couple of spectacular defensive plays tonight. Van Landingham was the previous longest, according to Phil Boudreau. William Van Landingham, big right-hander for the Giants. Andrews looks at ball one. It was really kind of late, wasn't it? Right before spring training or so, that the Rangers decided they wanted this man to be their everyday shortstop and wanted Michael Young to move to third. And there was some controversy over that move. And Young was resisting it at first. Bouncer into the hole and on through in the left field. That's the 4th hit tonight for Elvis Andrus.
Yeah, boy, he has been impressive. Just 20 years of age. So you see the future of the Rangers looking awfully bright with young Derek Holland on the hill and Elvis Andrus at shortstop. He has made a couple of spectacular plays. This is Matsui going down the line, folks, and he can run pretty good. And then the double play. Just as slick as can be. Reminiscent of Vizquel to Alomar.
Yes. Chris Davis comes up, 2 on and 2 outs. Big hitter here for the Astros, who trail by 1. They're trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit, but Davis with his power will change that 1-run lead in a hurry. There's ball 1 for the former Texas Longhorn. Davis had 17 homers last year and 295 at bats. He led all major league rookies in slugging percentage last season, .549. Played at AA Frisco, AAA Oklahoma, and for the Rangers all last year. It's 2-0. He got his first major league pinch hit in interleague play against the Astros last year. In 2007, he was the Tom Grieve Minor League Player of the Year. Fly ball, left field line. Jason Michaels over into the corner and into foul ground. He disappeared from our view. They hit the railing, we're told. Okay. We saw the slide. Jason Michaels try to avoid pancaking himself into that wall, because it's only a couple of feet from the foul line to the wall.
Well, Davis, a big left-handed hitter, looks to me like he fits the profile of a lot of left-handed sluggers. Good down. You could beat him with a high fastball, get it up above his hands a little bit above the belt. All the lefties like to break that backside down and lift the ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of big guys are good low ball hitters. They use their leverage to go down and get it. A lot of little guys are good high ball hitters.
San Diego leads the Cubs 1-0 in the middle of the 4th inning. Carlos Zambrano is back on the mound for the Cubs against Jake Peavy, who turned down that trade to the White Sox. Bouncer to his right, Keppinger, and the throw to Berkman takes care of the final out on the top of the 10th. 1 run scoring on 2 hits, 2 men left. 6-5 Rangers. Led at one point 5-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. The Astros got 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th to tie it. Now with a 1-run lead, it's the closer, Frank Francisco, coming in, and he's 9 for 9 in saves.
Yeah, doing a real nice job just off the DL. Struck out 13 and 14 in 2/3 innings and a 137 batting average against. He's yet to allow a home run. This would be a good time to snap that. Fastball, split finger pitch, and a curveball are his weapons of choice.
This will be his first outing since May 6th at Oakland. He's been on the DL with right biceps tendonitis. Just off that disabled list today. And he still ranks tied 3rd in the league with those 9 saves. The batting average against Francisco is a low 137, 3rd lowest among American League relievers. Michael Bourne to lead it off. He is 3 for 4 tonight with an RBI and a run scored. He has stolen a base. Darren Erstad is on deck. Pitcher spot due up next.
Fans are into it, boy.
Yes, they are. Friday night, and they don't mind staying. And they'll get treated to fireworks after the game. Upstairs, ball 1. Six of the 9 saves for Francisco have come in 1-run wins by the Rangers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Francisco from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 29 years old. He was a setup man last year. Did have 5 saves in 11 opportunities. 12 holds. 96, and it's 1-2. the DL. Vicente Padilla went on the DL. Last year, Francisco whiffed 83 in 63 innings. And he whiffs Michael Bourne, 1 out of the 10th inning. Strikeout number 7 for Rangers pitching tonight.
To a couple at 95, and then he elevates and throws at 97 miles an hour. It's awfully tough to get to that pitch up above the belt.
Now Darren Erstad, the remaining position player for the Astros, is the pinch hitter for LaTroy Hawkins, who in 1 inning allowed 2 hits, 1 run. He had a walk and struck out 2. Erstad bouncing to shortstop. Andrews with the gun. 2 outs. And Lance Berkman will follow. He belted a 3-run homer in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 4. It's Scott Feldman and Brian Moeller tomorrow at 3:10 here. Sunday, we're on the air. It's Astros live at 12:30 and the ball game at 1 o'clock. Brandon McCarthy and Mike Hampton.
Good swing.
Right one, 96 miles per hour.
There's been any mystery about Francisco's approach here from one heater after another, so why not take a whack if you get one you like?
Astros have won 13 and the Rangers 11 in games here at Minute Maid Park in the Silver Boot Series. Inside for a ball, evening the count at 1-1. Lance is the all-time series leader in the Silver Boot Series. In games, homers, runs batted in. Michael Young leads in hits. All the way, and it's 1-2. Lance, one of 8 players in the Lone Star Series who were born in Texas. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's a career .667 hitter against Francisco with 3 runs batted in. Two and two.
You know, Lance Berkman, one of the best hitters in the last 10 years. And this gives you an idea of how confident Francisco is in his fastball. He's doing nothing to try to fool Lance. He's just coming one fastball after another. See if he changes it up here. It's been one heater after another, 96, 97 miles an hour.
Line into right field, a hit for Berkman. And Jason Michaels will get a chance to bat now. Berkman 2 for 5 tonight. Hit number 11 for the Astros. Michaels came into pinch run for Carlos Lee at second base in the 8th inning.
He did come off the fastball to a split finger pitch, but it didn't have a whole lot of movement. It stayed up in the zone, and Lance able to capitalize.
Michaels, a 200 hitter, has 6 hits and 30 at bats, 1 career walk-off homer. Strike. Francisco going with a split finger.
Man, this is a predicament Cecil Cooper has put him with Carlos. With leads, he likes to replace him defensively in a tie game late. You know, in this instance, he pitched ran for him. One of those gambles he takes to go for it, but if it doesn't pay off, he loses his bat next time around.
1-1. Atlanta shut out Toronto with a run in the 8th, 1-0. Finishing Kawakami winning it with a save from Mike Gonzalez. 1-2 to Michaels. Hunter Pence is on deck. Michaels has 5 career pinch homers. This is not a pinch hit at bat, but he was in the game as a pinch runner. Now 2-2. Francisco tries for save number 10. O'Day would be the winning pitcher if he gets it. Stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Did a nice job to get a piece of that one. Getting that high fastball awfully tough to even make contact with. 97 miles an hour. And up. Just got a piece. Half expecting Lance to try to steal second base. Francisco doesn't pay him any mind.
Strike 3, and that's how it ends here in the 10th inning. As Michaels cannot believe the call from Jim Wolf. Francisco getting save number 10. The Rangers winning it 6-5 in the 10th inning with O'Day winning it. And Hawkins the loser, and that's the way Jim Wolf called it. Michaels looking back and really surprised. The Rangers have taken it 6-5 the final.